presentation of the Georgia Southern Radio Network.
Last season, the Furman Paladins dashed the playoff hopes of Georgia Southern, winning in Statesboro 24-22. This year, the tables are turned. Coach Bobby Lamb and the Paladins need a win today to keep their playoff hopes alive in 2008. It's the 20th meeting in this rivalry that began on the biggest stage back in 1985 when the Eagles captured their first of 6 national titles over Furman 44-42. 16 seniors put on the blue and white for the last time today in Greenville. It's Southern Conference football. It's Furman, Georgia Southern. Next.
One of college football's most distinctive uniforms.
We're Georgia Southern. Our colors are blue and white.
They remember the ones that came before them. The walk-ons.
Williams. Anthony Williams. He will go.
The All-Americans.
Frankie Johnson. Peterson still on his feet. Peterson down to the 10.
Here's Foster breaking a tackle to the 5. 3, 2, 1. Put an Eagle 6 side.
The legends.
52 is more than 36, and we'll take it every time. That's all we've ever asked is an opportunity to play one more time.
Who made sure to uphold the tradition.
When I came to Statesboro, I wanted to make sure that I embraced all the traditions and the lore that go along with Georgia Southern football.
They are the blue helmets, gray face masks, and plain uniforms of one of America's most successful programs.
The Georgia Southern Eagles are the National Division I AA football champions.
They are heroes.
Be stopped and denied by Chris Covington once again.
They are winners.
Kick is up, got the distance. Can it get there? And it's gone!
They are the 6-time national champions. Georgia Southern football.
Hey, fellas. Hey, ladies. Hey, gentlemen. Hey, everybody. One more time for the greatest team in America.
Murphy.
Welcome back on the Countdown to Kickoff presented by State Farm Insurance here in Greenville, South Carolina. About 2.5 minutes before we kick things off between Georgia Southern and Furman. Time now to take a look at our officiating crew presented by Professional Eye Care of Statesboro. When making the right call, your vision cannot be compromised. Make eye care a part of your overall wellness plan. Contact Dr. Horace Deal and the staff at Professional Eye Care of Statesboro. Visit them online at drdeal.net. That's Dr. Deal.net, the official eye doctor of the Georgia Southern Eagles. Our referee today, Riley Johnson Jr., umpire Ernie Hamilton, head linesman Jim Kelly, line judge Greg Zimmerman, side judge Lee Smith, field judge Alan Eck, back judge Wayne Gautney, and of the observer up top will be Roger Hedrick.
And there is the tail. What is your call? Tails. Georgia Southern has selected tails. Tails is the call. It is.
Furman has won the toss, Scott. They refer to the second half.
So Furman will put the Eagles on the field to get things started this afternoon. We're told expected kickoff 3:05 Eastern Time, televised on Sports South today. Georgia Southern dressed in road white, blue numerals. Head coach Chris Hatcher in his second season, come in 5-5, 3-4 overall for the Furman Paladins. Head coach Bobby Lamb in his 7th season. Paladins 7-3, 4-2 in Southern Conference play. Furman dressed in their purple tops, white pants, purple trim, white helmets. Eagles, of course, as I mentioned, road whites, blue numerals, and Georgia Southern blue helmets. We're just about set to go. 15 minutes put up on the board.
You know, guys, something tells me, and usually in the game that is coaching, most guys like to defer to the second half. They come out. Something tells me today in the attitude that I've heard around the program this week, I think they're kind of fired up to get the ball first. I don't know why, but it seems to be that way down here.
Time now for the first half kickoff presented by Georgia Farm Bureau Insurance, your Georgia Farm Bureau agent. Since 1959, Georgia Farm Bureau Insurance has offered farm, home, auto, and light commercial insurance. Contact your Georgia Farm Bureau representative today at Georgia Farm Bureau Insurance, helping you is what we do best. While we have a moment, let's pause 10 seconds. Station identification. You're listening to the Georgia Southern Radio Network.
The flagship for Eagle Nation. Eagle 102.9 WPMX Statesboro, a Georgia Eagle broadcasting station.
Paladins and Coach Bobby Lamb, former quarterback here at Furman, came up short in the 85 championship game to another fine quarterback in Tracy Ham. Back in Tacoma, 44-42 the final. Georgia Southern winning its first of 6 national titles. He'll meet with the special teams unit. Now break the huddle near side. They'll kick this off left to right on your radio dial.
It's good to see the banner across there. The Atlanta faithful that made the trip up with the big banner. Go Eagles, beat Furman. Good to see all the Georgia Southern fans making the trip.
Chaz Short will put it up on the tee, and then it will fall over at the 30, so I have to reset.
Talked about the wind. I got a taste of it when I was down there interviewing Coach Hatcher, how windy it was.
He will be.
Don't envy you today, Ryan.
Kicking with a wind with a little help. Here's the approach. We got football in Greenville, and the ball is going to catch that wind, sail out of bounds, and the Eagles should be able to take over at their own 40-yard line. That wind, Ryan, whipping the American flag out and to the left, and that kick followed that exact path.
Yeah, and in fact, that wouldn't have been typically a bad kick. The wind, if you're looking at your radio dial, will be going left to right in Georgia Southern's offensive faces as they come out here. But that kick normally probably touched down around the 8-yard line at the hash mark, but that thing kicks all the way over here to me on the sidelines.
Lee Chappell will be your starter. He'll come out as quarterback. Redshirt freshman out of Norcross, Georgia. Banged up in the come-from-behind win against Western Carolina. His first action since the fourth quarter of that game. 1st and 10 at the 40. One pitch. Fake the second pitch. Barney will keep it right side up across the 40 and out of bounds on the far sideline. Mark him out at the 43-yard line, and we will expect to see pitches, second pitches, reverse pitches. Pretty much Coach Hatcher promised everything in the kitchen sink today. A couple of yards on the pickup, maybe a 3-4 yard pickup. They'll say 3 officially. Make it 2nd down 7 at the 43-yard line of their very own. Chappell again will empty the backfield. He'll work out of a shotgun. He'll have trip receivers left, 2 to the right side. Here's the snap on 2nd down and 7. Throws wide open in the flat. Catch going to be made by Rozier. 45-50, hit by a Paladin, but gives him a ride into Paladin territory at the 49-yard line. First Southern first down for the Georgia Southern Eagles. And boy, Zeke Rozier, somebody did not account for him on the left side in the flat.
Wide open in the flats. He picked up the first down after the catch. Good job, Zeke, showing his strength.
1st and 10 at the 49 of the Paladins. Eagles on the march. Twin backs with Barney and Rozier. Chappell was waiting on the snap. Now will raise up, look to the far sideline. Andrews, Tim Camp lined up wide to the right. Mike McIntosh, the lone receiver on the left side. Ball worked on the left hash, working right to left on your dial. 1st and 10 at the Paladin 49. Andrews motions right to left. Off to Barney, trying to find a seam. Right tackle, but a nice closing tackle by Julian Hicks, the junior out of College Park, Georgia. Just when it looked like Terry, he had some running room right side. Hicks steps up, makes a great open field tackle.
He's a good, solid middle linebacker, 5'11", not a big guy, but a lot of speed, and he showed it with that burst of speed, shooting through the gap to take out little Leander Barney.
1 yard gain to the 48 of Furman. 2nd down 9. This time ball middle of the field. Again, empty backfield for Chappell. Trip receivers left. Andrews and Camp wide to the right side. Chappell on 2nd and 9. Quick fire. Far side. Andrews got it. 45 of the Paladins. Dives down to about the 41-yard line. About 1.5 yards shy of the first down sticks, but it will make it a 3rd and manageable here. 3rd and less than 2 for Georgia Southern.
Raja, gonna miss him next year. Boy, what a great senior he's been.
Eagles ready to go. Furman not set on defense. They'll throw the screen again. Andrews first down, then some. 35 in traffic. Down to the 33-yard line of the Paladins. First Southern first down, and we've called for it how many times this year with the defense not set. And Chappell wisely takes advantage of it, takes the snap, and a big first down conversion on the throw to Rajah Andrews.
Good, quick thinking, and that's what you want out of your quarterback. That leadership, that thought to jump right on it and see it.
13:08. First quarter action, first down 10 at the Paladin 33. Garyon Taylor, Zeke Rozier. Taylor in the backfield. Chappell steps back, throws this one a little off the mark, trying to hit Garyon on the right sideline. Just a little off the mark. Incomplete. First down 10 at the Paladin 33.
Oh, the wind.
Got to be careful on that one, Ryan.
Oh, the wind is just playing. It's brutal down here, and you saw it really take that ball and send it right over to the Georgia Southern sideline.
Marcus Russ, Garyon Taylor, Joe Haney. Receivers to the right side, lone receiver to the left in McIntosh. On second down, 10 from the Paladin 33, just underway. Eagles take the opening drive. Kick out of bounds, gets them started at the 40-yard line of their very own. Second down, 10. Off to Barney, not much doing there. Tries to move the pile. Gets to maybe the 32. Looks like we got a line judge spot at the 31 on the near side.
That front four for the Paladins do a solid job, all from the state of Georgia. By the way, Gaines Burnett out of Kathleen Houston County High School, honored today as a senior.
It'll be 3rd and 9 here. Eagles on the season, 33% on third down conversions. 3rd and 9 at the Paladin 32, trying to keep the drive alive. Chappell had time, now rolls out of the pocket. Fires on the run, got a man down in the end zone. Tim Camp diving for it, and it's incomplete. No, we've got a flag down, and they say touchdown. Steve Kandari with the catch.
Wow. How about that?
That is a tough angle right there. Looked like it was going to be a pass interference. You couldn't tell when he came down. Put an Eagle 6 on that one, Chris. Wow, what a great catch.
Adrian Moore on for the point after. Perfect all year, keeps it going. It's 7-0, 12-17 to go. Chappell hits the long ball to Kandari, the sophomore out of Roswell, Georgia. And the Eagles lead 7-0. We'll return to Greenville, South Carolina in just a moment. You're listening to Georgia Southern Football. Lee Chappell gets the start for Georgia Southern. They take the football at their own 40-yard line. Chappell goes 4 of 5, then hits Steve Kandari, 31-yard touchdown pass. Eagles on the board, 7-0. Kandari had 28 yards in his career receiving. He beats it by 3 yards on a touchdown pass from Lee Chappell, and the Eagles up 7-0.
Yeah, it was a great combination. We threw in a couple runs, couldn't do a whole lot with it, Chris. And what I like about that last play in particular was Chappell showed the patience. He rolled out in great blocking by our offensive line to give him plenty of time. And when Kandari ran what Ryan called earlier a smart route, he went back and saw the opening and took off. Chappell saw him, delivered the pass. Kandari made a great catch. Put an Eagle 6 on that one. Georgia Southern goes up 7-0. Scoring update brought to you by Badcock and More. I got so excited about it. 2 great locations, Statesboro and Swainsboro. Perfect for the holiday season, folks. Stop by Statesboro, Swainsboro, Badcock and More.
With that touchdown by Steve Kandari, along with their yearly contribution, Sea Island Bank now will add another $50 to the United Way of Southeast Georgia. Every time the Eagles hit pay dirt, Sea Island Bank donates $50. United Way of Southeast Georgia, Georgia Southern Football, Sea Island Bank, a winning partnership for a better community. And the Eagles come out on fire. Patrick Bolden now will tee it up at the 30-yard line. And down before the game on the field, Terry got a chance to talk with Steve Kandari. He was asking me what the equation is on the Furman field, just under the Furman logo. It's X 2/3 plus Y 2/3 equals 1. They wanted to know if it had something to do with their kiss contest today with the giant Kisseltoe that's hanging out here, or if it was just them wanting to educate the fans. And Kandari said it doesn't matter. We'll go out and take care of business. So he stepped up and did his part.
He definitely did his part. Ryan found out earlier that I think it's Science Week.
If you plot the Furman Diamond logo on paper, that's what it turns into.
It's like Science Fair Week.
There we go. Patrick Bolden teeing it up at the 30. A weird set. They'll send 5 Eagles as they'll try the onside kick out of the gate. Back will catch it at the 45 and carried back to midfield, although he caught it at the 46 of the Eagles. So, again, I thought that may be something in the arsenal today. They'll throw out everything after the score. They try the onside kick. Furman able to get on top of it. Chris Stone will secure it for Coach Bobby Lamb. They'll play with half the field, -4 here. With 12-13 to go, and the Eagles up 7-0 on their opening drive. Again, Chappell, Ryan, looking effective. 4 of 5 throwing downfield.
And that last one, Furman, they played a 4-2-5. They wanted to bring a little extra pressure up front. Left the safety one-on-one on the broken play. Kandari just standing right by the sideline, said, throw it deep, and he did.
Jordan Sorrells will bring out the Paladin offense. I formation with Terso Yuha and Mike Brown as your tailback on 1st and 10 from the 46. They'll give it off. Mike Brown, nowhere to go. In fact, got back to the line of scrimmage. No, lost a yard. They marked the ball down at the 45.
E.J. Webb coming up hard from that outside linebacker position and sticking him right at the line of scrimmage and driving him back for a good foot loss on that one. Great play. By the way, on that onside kick, that was a great kick. Just a great play by the Paladin player to hold on to the ball.
Second down, 11 on the loss at the 45 of the Eagles. Yuha will be a back on the left side of Jordan Sorrells, the son of offensive coordinator Tim Sorrells here at Furman. Second and 11 at the 45. Sorrells drops back, throws near side over the head, and picked off. No, dropped. Carson Hill had it in his hands at the 35. We've only had 4 interceptions this year. Carson Hill yet to get one. Boy, he was close there, but it's incomplete, 3rd and 11.
Kind of right in his hands, Ryan.
I don't think he was expecting to get as close as it was. It was dying, and Hill had to go down to his knees, but certainly that one's going to make him stick.
11:30 to play, first quarter on the incomplete pass. 3rd down and 11 at the 45-yard line with the Eagles up 7-0 early on here. First quarter action from Greenville. Trip receivers to the left, lone receiver right side, and David Hendricks. Mike Brown, the back on the left side of Sorrells. 3rd down, 11 from the 45. Eagles come. They pick him up. Throw incomplete. Down at the 32-yard line looking for Hendricks, the lone receiver on the right side. Carson Hill on the stop, or in coverage rather, and it'll set up 4th and 11. So the onside kick may have not hurt the Eagles here. We've got to get a special teams play. But nonetheless, the defense, just like we've seen the last 3 weeks, they have come out, responded in the opening drive for the opponent. This time they got some help from the offense, putting points on the board first.
The Furman fans wanted a pass interference on that call, but that says a lot for you, for the respect and confidence that you have in your defense to start the game off like that, and they stepped up and answered the call.
Trent Hawk will be back to punt. He'll kick it away. Beautiful from the Paladin 45. High kick, deep kick, but out of bounds. Let's see where they mark it out. It'll be, let's see.
That was a beautiful punt.
4-yard line.
Yeah. He cornered that kick. Nice spiral high. They put it right in the corner of the end zone, just what you want.
11:17 to play. Timeout on the field. Eagles lead 7-0. They'll have possession when we return to Greenville in just a moment. You're listening to Georgia Southern Football. Georgia Southern Football presented today in part by Loco's Grill and Pub, Statesboro's favorite location for great food, great friends, and Georgia Southern Football. Join us each Thursday night, including the finale this coming Thursday, 6:30, live from Loco's for Inside Georgia Southern Football with head coach Chris Hatcher. For Eagle football, remember, let's all go to Loco's. Congratulations to the Lady Eagles winning in a big way over Bruton Parker today. Getting their first win of the season, opening up the year at Hanner Fieldhouse. First down, 10 at the 5-yard line. Excellent punt by Trent Hawk by the Paladins after their drive stalls, goes nowhere. But the Eagles now with 95 yards in front of them with a 7-point lead, 7-0 with 11:17 to go here in the first quarter. Pistol set. Lee Chappell stands at the goal line, takes the snap, stands in the pocket, fires, got a man. Andrews caught it at the 25. Carries a couple of Paladins up to the 30-yard line. First Southern first down for the Georgia Southern Eagles. What a catch. And a good throw right between the coverage by Lee Chappell.
Brian, that was perfect down the sideline. We've seen that play before. This time, Raja knew he was about to get hit and protected himself.
It's the difference in seeing coverage. Sorrells didn't see it on 3rd down. He thought he had one-on-one with sending the receiver, and he got zoned. That time, he saw zone. Chappell did and hit Raja on the money.
First down, 10 at the 30-yard line. Now Raja second in history at Georgia Southern with career reception yards. Needed 17 coming into today. He's well over that. Here's a throw near side up to the 49. They say to the 50-yard line. Mike McIntosh, the senior, swings the field position in 2 plays. Starting at the 5-yard line, they've already clipped off 45 of the Paladins. They'll start at midfield on first down and 10 on a first Southern. First down by the Georgia Southern Eagles.
McIntosh being guarded by the middle linebacker on that play, Julian Hicks.
Again, Chappell just dropped it right over in the gap. Hicks had no chance of coming up with the ball. He went in the air and gave McIntosh an easy route to make the grab. First down, 10 at midfield. Chappell. Shovel pass. Rozier, left side, trying to get to the 48-yard line of the Paladins. A pickup of 2. It'll be 2nd down and 8. Gaines Burnett able to pick up that shovel pass and get Zeke Rozier down quickly.
Talk about Zeke's strength. He's dragging a 250-pound defensive end with him to pick up 2 yards. It really should have been a tackle in the backfield.
6 of 7 for Lee Chappell. 102 yards and a touchdown out of the gate here. 2nd down and 8. Empty backfield. In the pocket. Throws. Across the middle. Catch going to be made by Tim Camp. Dancing around some Paladin defenders and diving inside the 40 to the 37-yard line. First Southern first down for the Georgia Southern Eagles.
If Furman sits in that soft zone, we're going to kill them. They don't seem like they want to get out of it.
Great yards after the catch. Not a lot of yards, Chris, but just enough to get the Georgia Southern first down.
First down 10 now. At the 37-yard line of the Paladins. Quick strike again, tunnel screen. This is going to be Joe Haney, and the Paladins cover him up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain. It'll be second down and 10 with 9:37. Eagles up 7-0 here on the regular season finale for these seniors and these Eagles. And the Paladins, again, trying to stay alive for postseason opportunity. They have Wofford coming up next week. Second down 9 at the 37. Backs to each side of Lee Chapel. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Here comes the corner blitz. Got the pickup on the block. Throw is high and short hop. Close to an interception at the 15. Looking for Kandari again. Just a little off the mark. And it'll set up third down and 9.
Again, echoing on what Ryan was talking about. We had 3 guys wide open on that one. Chapel just delivered it too high, but he was there, Ryan.
Well, he saw it because that's the corner that came on the blitz was who should have been accounting for Kandari. Good idea to get him across the middle, but just sailed it a little high.
Andrews and Kandari wide to the right. Chapel again in that shotgun. This is a big third down and 9. They've converted 1 third down conversion here in this game. It was for a touchdown. Swing pass. Barney caught 40. 45, 2 defenders get him at the 34-yard line, shy of the first down by about 7 yards. It'll set up fourth, maybe 7, maybe 6 here, and we'll see what Coach Hatcher decides to do if you let it all hang out here. With 9:12 to go first quarter. You're up 7-0. You're on the Furman side of the field, but it looks like Edwards will come on to punt. The redshirt freshman out of Tifton, Georgia.
That doesn't always necessarily mean a punt, though. You know.
No. And it wouldn't have surprised me if it had gone for it. The wind playing, the conditions at the winds. Now the officials call a little huddle down here. Gives Furman the opportunity to get the right personnel on the field. So much for the running the team out quickly.
Adjusting the clock is a request by our officiating crew. Fourth down and 6. Edwards stands at the Furman 49. Short hop, but fields it nicely.
Beautiful.
High into the air. A chance and caught. Touched at the 1. They say it did not go into the end zone, and they're going to down it at the 3-yard line of the Paladins. E.J. Webb got down there. Beautiful kick. That time, Edwards using the wind in his favor to hang it up and stop it. And again, E.J. Webb will put the Paladins down at their very own 3-yard line with 8:56 to go here in the first quarter, and the Eagles up 7-0.
Great punt by Charlie. He put it high in the air. The ball turned over. Our guys were down there, and they did it perfectly. That was textbook, Ryan. They put their back to the goal line so they can keep the ball in front of them.
And I tell you, with the snap, that's the most impressive thing to me. A lot of times you go into panic mode when the ball hits the turf like that.
Must have been that pregame speech you had with him, Terry.
It must have been what it is. They pin us on the 5.
I love watching Terry mingle amongst the players down there. I bet the coaches love that.
First down and 10 at the 4-yard line. Paladins with Yuha and Brown in an I formation behind Sorrells. Running option. Here's the pitch to Brown, left side. Bounced out of bounds at the 6-yard line. Dion DeBose, middle linebacker, getting the start today. Freshman out of Decula, Georgia. Makes a stinger and forces Brown out wide just beyond the 6-yard line. A pickup of 2. It'll be second down and 8.
We saw Dion emerge during the Western Carolina game, stepping up for Quentin Taylor, and he's played very well since.
Second down, 8, working from the left hash mark, attacking left to right, trailing 7-0 are the Furman Paladins as Sorrells step into the gun. Hendricks, lone receiver, far side, Cunningham, and Mims wide to the right. Give it off on the ground, a little bit of room up the middle. Brantley Kendall into the game. Able to get across the 10. Up to about the 12-yard line, but they'll be shy by about 2 yards here. It'll set up 3rd and 2 for the Paladins at their very own 12-yard line. Third down, 2. Paladins 44% coming into today on third down conversions. They'll send trip receivers to the right, Hendricks, Mims, and Cunningham. Sorrells out of the shotgun now. We'll send Mims in motion right to left. Now heading back to the right side on the snap. Rolling out to his right. Throwing in the flat. Catch made by Mims at the 15. And that's enough for a Paladin first down.
He took a shot from E.J. Webb when he caught that ball, but a good play by Furman to pick up the first down. E.J. Webb all over the field so far today.
7:33, first quarter action, 7-0. Georgia Southern strikes on their opening drive. 31-yard touchdown pass from Lee Chapel to Steve Kandari. Paladins now 1st and 10 at the 16 on their second drive of the afternoon. Working from the right hash, Sorrells again out of a gun. Hendricks and Mims, the lone receivers, two receivers rather, to the left side. Mike Brown slowly makes his way after the handoff, gets virtually nowhere. J.B. Shippey closes him down. Sam linebacker coming up. And Brown doesn't seem to have, whether he just didn't want to that time to show us a flash of speed, but very slow after the handoff. Really made it easy for Shippey to get in there and bring him down.
Either that or Shippey didn't let him because of his speed, and he came, but really took his feet out from under him and just nailed him.
About a half a yard gain. They'll say 2nd down 9 at the 17. 6:40. Clock moving, first quarter. Trip receivers again to the left side. Sorrells out of the shotgun. The junior out of Greenville, nearby at Greenville High School downtown. Sorrells throwing far side. Catch is no good. Incomplete. 24-yard line.
The ruling on the field, the pass is incomplete. 3rd down.
That was a quick call for a change.
They sold it. Cunningham, the intended receiver, but great coverage. Actually, 3 Eagles in the vicinity.
Give that to J.B. Shippey again, Chris, as he reaches out in front and bats the ball away. What a great play. So from inside the line of scrimmage, inside the tackles, making a huge hit, being in the outskirts, making a great play on the pass defense.
1 of 2 on 3rd down here early on for Coach Bobby Lamb and the Paladins, staring down 3rd and 9 from their very own 17. Hendricks, the wide receiver, to the right side. Mims out there wide to the left as Sorrells drops back 5 steps. Here comes the pressure. He's pulled down. Dion DeBose drops him at the 6-yard line. Dion DeBose with a sack, and it'll force 4th down and forever, and another punting situation for Furman. And Dion DeBose just squirted right through that offensive front. Nobody could get a hand on him. A short drop for Sorrells. He looks up. Dion DeBose has got him face first in the grass.
You know, if this is supposed to be sudden death time for Furman to make the playoffs, somebody ought to tell Furman. They're not playing a whole lot of intensity right now.
8-yard loss on the sack sets up 4th and 17. It'll put Hawk about 7 yards deep in the end zone. Eagles setting up for a return. Not a very good kick. It'll take a bounce at the 45, get by Raja, and go into Eagle territory inside the 35. And down at the 33. Raja thought about a moment there about picking it on the hop, but it had a very awkward hop at the midfield line, and I think wisely got out of the way because Furman had the gunners down there and possibly could force a miscue. 5:32 to go. First quarter, Eagles up 7-0. Striking on their first drive. They'll set up 1st down and 10 at their very own 33-yard line.
That last series of plays, Dion DeBose, freshman, opens it up with a tackle. E.J. Webb, sophomore, on the tackle. J.B. Shippey. Dion DeBose closes it out, a freshman. Freshmen and sophomores on those key tackles in that last series.
Looks like some of the young guys are inspired to play today. 1st and 10 at the 33. Andrews and Camp, along with Jarrell Crawford. Trip receivers to the right. 1st and 10 from the 33. Chappell throws out far side. Catch made by Crawford. He'll make a move. Got a block at the 40. He's up to the 45-yard line before 4 Paladins bring him down. But it's a First Southern first down for the Georgia Southern Eagles. Hicks and Lerner combining on the stop.
Talking about young guys inspired. How about that block Rajah Andrews? The seniors came back and sprung him for another 5.
Yep. A senior blocking away, showing the way for Mr. Crawford to pick it up.
First down, 10 at the 45 of their very own. Working from the right hash. They'll have 2 receivers left. Andrews and Camp, McIntosh and Taylor. The wide outs here is Chappell. 1st and 10, 45. Dancing in the pocket, throws far side again. Crawford's got it. This time gets away from a defender on his own. Gets back across the line of scrimmage, far sideline, and out at about the 48-yard line. Looked like he was going to be hemmed up right at or behind the line, but Crawford, shifty footwork, and the junior out of Hinesville, picks up maybe 2.5 yards on the quick throw.
Crawford out of Bradwell Institute, home of Raymond Gross.
Camp and Andrews, along with Zeke Rozier now, will be the trip receiver, short side of the field. McIntosh and Barney wide outs to the left. On 2nd and 7 from the 48, Chappell again dropping back. Here comes the pressure, and this time he'll throw it away. Had a man with a hand on his shoulder pads, and Wisely still in the box trying to go back. Ricky Jones got a hand on him, and Chappell wisely throws it away, and it'll give them a chance here on 3rd and 7.
Well, he threw it away over his intended receivers at least, so it's not an intentional grounding. Big 3rd down. 3rd down about 8, ball on our own 48-yard line.
3rd and 7 at the 48. 4:26 remaining first quarter. Eagles up 7-0. Chappell Empty backfield. They bring the pressure. This time he'll be brought down at the 39-yard line. Nobody laid a hand on Brandon Williams. Sam, linebacker out of Tucker, Georgia. The senior gets in, gets the sack. And after a little bit of movement and a first down pickup, Eagles' drive will stall. And Charlie Edwards back out there to kick it away to Furman.
Well, I mean, they just brought everybody. Their past defense on that one was, let's just get to him before he has a chance to get it off. Charlie on this punt needs to keep his head down and reach to kick it into this win.
Edwards now will try to get a little more into it. It's a high kick. He's nailed at the 30. Flag immediately coming out. So this one may give it right back to Georgia Southern.
Oh, I tell you something. You got to wait till the end of the season to get one for you. Covington threw a monster block and, threw guy right at Charlie Edwards.
We'll take it every time.
Oh, I'll take it all day.
Oh. Coach Hatcher's very, very upset. He's wanting to roughing the punter, and what he's saying is that Charlie's leg was still in the air, way in the air when he got hit, and they're debating down there quite intensely right now on the sideline. Coach Hatcher obviously not very pleased with what the officials are telling Mr. Covington.
Again, it was on the right side of the defensive line, the punt block team coming over. Covington was to the right of Charlie Edwards, coming across Edwards' body to pick up that block.
Trying to get to the kicker. It's the defense. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay fourth down.
Wow. Well, you can hear the wind there in the microphone of
apparently somebody lost their windscreen.
Riley Johnson Jr., so they didn't get the call they wanted. Makes it fourth down after they mark it off 4th and 10. So Edwards will stand back again to punt it away.
Again, with this win, you have to literally try to drive it into the wind.
Again, Covington will be the up back as Edwards stands at the 30, gets the snap. Kick is away. Coming up to field it at the 24-yard line. And brought back to the 20. A flag will come out at the 25-yard line. E.J. Webb makes the stop. But again, it looked like an illegal block there. And this one may back up the Paladins a little bit more with 3:31 to go in the first quarter.
Pretty obvious I was calling it from up here. A blocking in the back, pushing in the back happened around about the 25, 28-yard line. It's be interesting, maybe closer to 30. It depends on where they're going to spot that. It was pretty blatant and really unnecessary, and I'm sure the coach will have a nice talk with him next week.
During the return, illegal block in the back by the return team, number 19. 10-yard penalty from the end of the run. Furman will retain possession of the football. First down.
So the Paladins take over. First down and 10 after they mark the penalty off. Trailing 7-0, Georgia Southern coming out of the gate on fire. Lee Chappell working the team down the field towards the opening kickoff. Certainly didn't help Bobby Lamb and company. Kicking it out of bounds. The Eagles started with just 60 yards to go at the 40. This one marked back at the 12. First and 10 at the 12-yard line. Hendricks and Mims are wide out. They'll keep it to Yuha, the fullback, up across the 15. Makes his way to about the 19, just shy of the 20-yard line. Good pickup of 7 yards by Terso Yuha, the freshman out of Gainesville, Georgia.
Case where we literally, our blitz came in right behind him on that one. He just ran underneath the blitz with it looked like Lady Richardson coming from the outside.
Second down, 2, just shy of the 20. Again to Yuha, the fullback, up across the 25. He's got a first down for Furman. Yuha on the season, coming in with 338 yards, has 7 touchdowns on the season. Been waiting all year to say Tersu Yuha, but hopefully we can get a big stop here, and we'll mention his name a little bit more. First and 10 now at the 25 for the Paladins. The 2:38, clock moving first quarter. Hendricks and Mims, wide receivers to the right as they work from the left hash mark. Tight end was in motion. Give it off to Yuha. He goes up the middle, now breaks it outside, near side. Nice open field tackle to stop him at the 30 by Brandon Eccles. Pick up a 5 yards, but that one dangerously could have been a lot worse.
Terso, a guy that I remember at Riverside Military Academy, by the way, Spike's a big fan of that program, up in Gainesville, a big old rivalry of my Georgia military Bulldogs. Riverside always got some great talent come over all across the country. We did not so much with us.
K.R. Snipes actually on the tackle freshman out of Opelika, Alabama, stopping a big play by Yuha there. 2nd down and 4. Sorrells under center, movement all over the place, and now the flags come out. Furman got a little jumpy there. I wouldn't say the left side of the line, but actually the left and right side got a little jumpy.
K.R. Snipes showing a great open field tackle, the freshman. Really another player that emerged from the Western Carolina game. The left tackle
5-yard
got a little
penalty.
happy over there.
2nd down.
But K.R. Snipes, another freshman that emerged from the Western Carolina game and stepped up when his number was called, and he has been rewarded with good, solid play ever since, and somebody to be excited about in the future.
Sorrells is having a hard time picking up coverage, and you've noticed that the first couple of drives that they've gone now almost exclusively to the running ground game.
After the 5-yard penalty, makes it 2nd down 9. Just across the 25-yard line of the Paladins. Again, Larry Hedden, the tight end, in motion left to right. Sorrells throwing back, and the pass batted down by Dakota Walker.
Wow.
Dakota got high in the air as Sorrells started to release and almost put that one back in his face mask.
He hit Dakota in the knee.
He timed that leap perfectly, and I tell you, if there would have been a rim there, he would have slammed it home as well. I'd like to see him on the basketball court with that kind of leaping ability.
Incomplete pass sets up 3rd and 9 at the 25. Cunningham and Mims will line up as your receivers to the left. Hendricks and Scogan wide to the right side as Sorrells sets back in the shotgun here. 3rd down 9 from the 25-yard line. 89 seconds to play here in the first quarter. Sorrells back. Has time. Delayed blitz. Now comes across the middle, setting the screen to Brown. He caught it at the 30. Well shy of the first down. Dion DeBose allows him no further yards. And it will be 4th down and 5.
Love to see the replay on that one, because what happened there, E.J. Webb, Ryan, was coming in and saw the back and stopped and then let him go. Dion DeBose picked it up, and E.J. Webb went straight to the quarterback. Dion DeBose wisely being there to pick up that running back.
It's a little buffer. He didn't know if he may have to drop back into coverage, but I think he saw Sorrells again has really locked in on one side of the field as opposed to the other, and he saw Sorrells as they locked in to the right. So they decided to take off.
Rajai Andrews back on 4th down and 5. Trent Hawk will punt it from the 15. Rugby-style kick. Gets a boomer off. Andrews trying to track it down. It's into the end zone. Nice rugby kick. Now we got pushing and shoving going on way downfield. No flags come out.
69
But A.J. McCray.
I'd never seen anything like that. That was unbelievable.
A.J. McCray and another Paladin. Luckily, no flags come out. Looks like Chris Stone and A.J. McCray pushing and shoving out there. But a nice boot from the 25-yard line, the line of scrimmage. Gets the touchback. It's at the 20 now for the Eagles. 1st and 10, 37 seconds remain.
At the end of the day, it still didn't pin us down, and we get the ball at the 20, so we'll take it.
Lee Chappell back onto the field. 37 seconds remain first quarter. Eagles up 7-0. Zeke Rozier on a wing to the left side of Chappell. Lee will keep it. Try to go across the 20. Stood up and thrown back. They'll give him forward motion to the 20.5-yard line there. 27 seconds. The clock rolls. Brandon Williams on the stop. Sam, linebacker for the Paladins, got to Chappell immediately. Some teammates, including Justin Brown, helped drag him back, but they give him the nose of the football. Actually, the entire football just left at the 20-yard line. They're going to let it go down to the end of the first quarters. Play clock.
Let that wind get behind them, up in their face.
Exactly. Final 3 seconds of the first quarter roll off. And the first quarter is done. Eagles lead 7-0. They'll switch sides of the field. We'll start the second quarter when we return to Greenville. Georgia Southern 7, Furman nothing. This is the Georgia Southern Radio Network. Start of the second quarter here in Greenville. Georgia Southern leading 7-0 over the Furman Paladins in the regular season finale for Coach Chris Hatcher in his second season. Coming in 5-5, 3-4 overall. The Paladins trying to keep hope alive for postseason play. They stand at 7-3, 4-2 in conference play. Fans for the best in hometown banking. It's First Southern National Bank in Statesboro. Proud to sponsor Georgia Southern football and proud to offer freedom checking and free student checking with a free debit card, free online and phone banking, and free ATM usage worldwide. Only from First Southern National Bank, 201 South Main Street in Statesboro. Proud sponsor of the First Southern. First down for the Georgia Southern Eagles.
Got a quick scoring update for you, Chris. On the top 25, the Georgia Bulldogs, 10th-ranked team. Looks like they're going to edge out the Auburn Tigers 17-13. 7 seconds left to go in this ball game. 17-13. Certainly not a convincing win for the Bulldogs. Texas all over Kansas, 35-7. We'll get you some other scores as soon as I have them.
Chili's scoreboard brought to you by Chili's Grill and Bar. Second down, a little less than 10 here. They'll say second 9.5. As we start second quarter action, the Eagles get the wind at their back. Just beyond the 20-yard line, Chappell will have in the backfield Rozier and Barney, one to each side, and he'll take it back. Deep ball, throwing deep, looking for Andrews, diving for it, just short off of his right fingertip at the Paladin 45-yard line. Taking a look at the Southeast Toyota game tracker in that first quarter of action. On the ground, Eagles 5 carries, just 3 yards. Through the air, 12 of 15 for 131 yards and a touchdown, a 31-yarder to Steve Kandari.
Mr. Chappell would like to have that pass back. He was slapping himself, saying it was all on him.
Third down and less than 10, just beyond the 20-yard line. Looking. Catch going to be made by Tim Camp. He makes it up to the 35. It's enough for a First Southern first down for the Georgia Southern Eagles as they convert on third down. That will be 3 of 5 on the afternoon on conversions, which has certainly hampered Georgia Southern, Terry, all season long, but certainly making up for it here on this afternoon.
Yeah, it's helped out quite a bit. Camp running a good route. And what Chappell did on that one, he stayed in the pocket. He took a vicious hit at the end, but he stayed strong and delivered a strike to Camp for the first down.
Haney and Taylor wide to the left. Camp and Zeke Rozier and Rajah Andrews wide to the right. Chappell goes left, comes back right, throws to Andrews. Near side at the 40. Makes it up to about the 41-yard line. Drug out of bounds. No late flag, and Andrews helped up by a couple of Paladins and an assistant coach, but took a nasty fall on the near sideline.
Ryan, you like to talk about the quarterback going down his progressions there. He did that just then.
Yeah, and Chappell's so smart. See him before the snap. He reads the defense at the line. Sometimes it's the one on Rajah. He motions out, maybe changing something there. But you'll see him, his head nodding all the way down the field, and usually in this offense you're going to have some sort of valve, and he found it there, and he found it quickly.
On the afternoon, the Paladins 8 carries, 19 yards. They're 2 of 6 throwing for Jordan Sorrells, just 8 yards. And just 27 yards of total offense compared to 128 for the Eagles. 5-yard pickup on the throw to Andrews, sets up second down 5. Chappell setting up screen. It's going to be Marcus Russ this time, making his way up across the 45, and it should be enough for a First Southern first down at the 46-yard line.
Screen to Russ, the big old Hogs leading the way for the offense. Trey Dunham out there, Cole Fountain out there, making sure that we could pick up that extra first down.
Trey Dunham, of course, started as the center at the beginning of the year, got injured. Light concussion. He's coming back today, starting at right guard. First and 10 at the 47. Chappell will set back in the shotgun. He'll have a back to each side, Barney and Rozier. Haney, the wide receiver to the left. Chappell looking near side all the way, trying to find the seam down at the Paladin 35. Incomplete to Marcus Russ, a little wide on the near sideline between 2 defenders. But again, Chappell putting the ball to at least the only playmaker can be the Georgia Southern Eagles.
Yeah, he had him open in the seam, Ryan. He just let the ball float a little bit.
Yeah, and going back to the offensive line, moving Dunman to the guard, I think that says a lot about Lewis Brooks as a walk-on fifth-year senior and how well he's played at the center position.
Second down 10 at the 47. Trip receivers to the left. 2 receivers to the right, an empty backfield for Chappell on second down and 10. Throwing far side in the sunlight, and Rozier couldn't hold on.
He was trying to run with it before he caught the ball. It's a hard catch to make like that. Chappell put it right where he needed it to be. Big third down and 10 right here. Ball in the 47.
Eagles today, 3 of 5 on third downs. Looking at third and 10. Ball placed at the Eagle 47-yard line. 13:26 to go, second quarter. Eagles up 7-0. 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Rozier will be the lone setback on the right side of Lee Chappell out of the shotgun. Here's the 3rd and 10 snap. Furman wants to come after him. Good job by the offensive line. Throw at the 41 of the Paladins. Rajah Andrews has got it. And with that completion, Lee Chappell now has tied his career completions for the redshirt freshman out of Norcross, Georgia. It's a First Southern first down. Another nice grab by Rajah Andrews, who again just surpassed in that first quarter. Reached second place, in career reception yardage.
And again, getting to just where he needed to be to get the first down.
First down, 10 at the 41 now of the Paladins. They show blitz. Here's the snap. Chappell sees it. Now will decide to run. Gets away from the blitz at the 40, 35, and brought down at the 34-yard line.
Looks mobile enough to me.
9-yard pickup, and a great job by Chappell as they sent the blitz. Chappell just went right up the heart of the pocket and picks up 9 yards, maybe 8 yards. It'll be second down 2 with 12:45 to go. Inside the Paladin 35-yard line, marked at the 33. Attacking left to right. 2 receivers left. They'll have trip receivers to the right side as Chappell again empty backfield on second down and 2. Here comes the blitz. Again throwing, tipped in the air, almost picked off at the 25. Looking for Andrews, but Thomas Twitty in the vicinity got a hand on it. Incomplete, sets up third down and 2.
That's a good, surefire way to help control some of those blitzes is by doing a misdirection, of course, and having a quarterback that knows how to get out of it as Antonio Hinton runs on the field and Chappell runs off.
So Antonio Hinton will see his first snap of the afternoon. The sophomore out of Fort Valley, Georgia, transferred from Ohio State. Third down and 2. They go with the overload set. Snap. Antonio looks to run. Now will throw. Got a man open, and it's caught at the 25, down to the 24 is Tim Camp. It's a First Southern first down. They had Furman thinking run with Hinton coming in. They go to the air. He gets a completion. Tim Camp gets the first down.
That's discipline. We've talked a lot about the guys that have left this program this year. You just saw 7 guys come on the field all down in a stance before Furman even knew what happened. That's discipline.
Chappell back in. First down 10 at the 23. Ready to get back to work. Screen pass. Andrews near side. Inside the 20, down to the 19-yard line. William Middleton on the stop for the Paladins.
I was asked prior to the game who I thought would start this game. I said, well, you never know until whoever runs out on the field. And I said it wouldn't surprise me as a flag is thrown down the Georgia Southern sideline to see Chappell start. And the TV guy said, well, how do you think Hinton will respond if he doesn't start? And I said,
he was the first one
illegal
on the field.
Formation. Gets the offense. Not enough men on the line of scrimmage. It's a 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay, first down.
I was talking about that they use these quarterbacks interchangeably through the year, and Hinton has been a good guy on the sideline. When he's not in the game, he's still in the game, right? Is that about sum it up, Ryan?
That sums it right up.
Well, you saw that very well illustrated in the Western Carolina win. After Chappell gave him the spark, Chappell went down. Antonio right next to Coach Hatcher goes right in and leads the Eagles to victory. Second down, 13 after the penalty, back at the 28. Chappell throwing far side of the field. Got a man open at the 9 and knocked out of bounds. They're going to say he's down. It was Mike McIntosh.
Wow.
And he's far sideline.
Chappell is putting the money, for the most part, putting the ball on the money for the most part. He hit it exactly where he needed to be to McIntosh.
6-yard line is where the Eagles will start. First down, goal to go on the First Southern first down to McIntosh, looking for a chance to build on this lead, leading 7-0. First down, goal to go from the 6. Chappell firing in traffic. Catch made back of the end zone. Steve Kandari, second touchdown of the afternoon. Put an Eagle 6 on it. Touchdown, Georgia Southern. And Steve Kandari, the sophomore from Roswell, now adding not only to his yardage in his career, but now 2 touchdowns. As Adrian Mora will come on for the point after. It's now 13-0, 11:24 to play here in the second quarter. Kick by Mora is up, and it's good. 14-0. Georgia Southern leads over Furman. 11:24 to play in the first half. We'll return to Greenville, South Carolina in just a moment. This is Georgia Southern football. Steve Kandari now has helped Sea Island Bank donate $100 to the United Way of Southeast Georgia with his second touchdown of the afternoon. Sophomore out of Roswell puts the Eagles up 14-0, 11:24 to play here in Greenville. 11:24 to play, 14-0. It's been Lee Chappell and Steve Kandari, Terry. And I think if you told that to Bobby Lamb on Monday, he may have not believed you.
Well, one of the things the coaching staff was a little bit worried about was that Bobby Lamb and Furman had 2 weeks to prepare. They had an extra week. Georgia Southern did, but at the end of the day, it's still Furman and Georgia Southern, so I don't care if you had a month to prepare. It's going to be kind of crazy when it comes down to Georgia Southern and Furman. There's a lot of football left in this ball game, obviously. So, as Ryan was talking earlier, anything could happen on a kickoff with Georgia Southern today. So, you never know anytime.
Steve Kandari had 3 catches coming into today's game. He now has 3 touchdowns in his career. 2 this afternoon, had 1 last year. Here's a line drive, low kick, fielded at the 14. Furman brings it up. Now we'll go from left to the right side of the field. They found a little seam at the 35. Up to the 39 is Matthew Gordon. As he runs all over the field, Tim Camp on Special Forces finally makes the stop. So Furman gets their only really bright spot of the afternoon on the kickoff here with 11:16 to go in the first half of action. Furman right now, 27 yards of total offense. That's all they've been able to muster. And credit the Eagles defense. And as we mentioned, we've been looking. Coach Hatcher has been talking about the offense responding to what the defense gives them. Well, the offense turned it around. They opened on the opening drive, and the defense up to this point has not looked back. Here's a chance again. First down and 10 at the 39. Jordan Sorrells will come out. Mike Brown will be on a wing to his left. They'll send 2 receivers to the left side. A split in on the right, and before everyone gets set, flags come out from way downfield. Back judge.
Bobby Lamb not very happy either.
Before the play clock expired, Furman called timeout.
Whoa.
That will be their first charge timeout of the first half.
That's why the flag came back from the back judge. He was watching the play clock. And, of course, Furman and their coaching staff about 40 yards away got the timeout just before it expired with 11:16 to go here in the second quarter. 11:16 to play, second quarter. Eagles up 14-0. We talked about what a sensational day Steve Kandari has had up to this point. It really shouldn't come as any surprise. Back in 2007 in the blue-white game, he had 8 catches, 179 yards, and 2 touchdowns that day. But he certainly has shown up to play today with the help of the offensive line. Plenty of time for Chappell to, again, check his receivers, find the open man. Haven't gone to the run very often on the Southeast Toyota game tracker right now. On the ground, just 6 carries, 5 yards for Georgia Southern. They've done it all through the air for 208 yards of passing offense here in the first half with 11:16 left to play. First and 10 at the 39. Jordan Sorrells directing traffic out of a shotgun, takes the snap, rolls to his left, looking downfield. The left-hander unloads, got a man open 45-yard line of the Eagles. It's Adam Mims. He's forced out of bounds at the 44, but a nice grab. Able to stay in bounds to get the first down for the Paladins.
Sorrell showing that he too has patience, and he delivered a strike into Adam Mims.
And it's typical when you have a quarterback having problems reading a defense, cut the field into thirds, and it obviously makes it a little bit easier. You flood everybody out to your left and roll him to the same side.
First and 10 at the 44 now for the Paladins. 11 minutes to play. Sorrells under center, I formation Brown and Kendall. Off to Brown. Trying to dance around the right side inside the 45, back to about the line of scrimmage. Chris Covington coming into the game. 90 tackles on the season. We'll get the credit for that one, along with Dakota Walker helping out. No gain on the play. Again, Mike Brown, the sophomore out of Marietta, Georgia, doesn't have a real quick takeoff in the backfield and was lucky just to get back to the line of scrimmage. Second down 10 at the 46. Eagles again. This time the 4-man defensive front. Kendall in the offset eye with Brown. Handoff, Brown gets away from a defender in the backfield. Now the Eagles converge. Again, he dives towards the line of scrimmage. That's about it. Lost half a yard. Chris Covington back to back.
And DeBose came in from the linebacker position. He came up and pushed him back into Covington as well. Covington, it was a great spin move by Mike Brown to save a huge loss to only be a loss by 1. It was really good play, but Covington all there. Missed the tackle, comes back and makes it along with DeBose.
It's like he was breakdancing on one of those arcade games, the flashing tiles.
Big third down and 10, actually third and 10.5. Paladins just 1 of 4 on third down today with 9:37 to go in the second quarter. Scogan in motion. Sorrells back in the pocket. Hit as he throws. Ball loose. And no whistle. Now we get a whistle. He did get loose or let loose of the football. It looked like Deion DeBose actually separated him from it.
How about this defense today?
When Searles drops back to pass, Lenny Richardson comes in pretty hard as well with Shippey. Goes to pass. I couldn't tell whether Larry Beard got his hands on it or Suggs, but it looked like a deflected pass, and that's why Carson picked it up. But what a great play. What a great play. May even hit his own center in the back of the head is what Spike is telling me.
David Menical trying to get out of the way, but did have a chance. Eagles on that in a hurry. 4th and 10 at the 46. Hawk stands at the Paladin 41. Rajah back deep for the Eagles at the 10. Low snap and fielded by Hawk this time. Traditional punt, end over end. Takes a Furman bounce inside the 10 and waiting for it at the 1.
Textbook.
They down it.
Textbook.
Second time of the afternoon, Furman's been able to pin back the Eagles inside the 10. Timeout on the field. 9:18 to play. Eagles have it. First down and 10 at their 1-yard line. They lead 14-0. You're listening to Georgia Southern Football. 9:18 to play in the second quarter here at Paladin Stadium in Greenville, South Carolina. Eagles up 14-0. Welcome back. Chris Blair, Terry Harmon, Ryan Chambers as we finish up the 2008 football season rivalry game against the Furman Paladins. Before we get back to action, let's pause 10 seconds. Station identification. You're listening to Georgia Southern Football on the Georgia Southern Radio Network.
The flagship for Eagle Nation. Eagle 102.9 WPMX Statesboro, a Georgia Eagle broadcasting station.
Excellent execution on special teams by the Paladins. It's really been the only bright spot for Coach Bobby Lamb and company. They pin the Eagles back at the 1-yard line of their very own. That's where they'll take over. Lee Chappell empties the backfield, stands in the end zone on the first down and 10 from the 1. Snap back to Chappell. Ball tipped in the air, dangerously high into the air, but it falls down to the grass, incomplete. It looked like Gaines Burnett got in there and got a hand on Chappell, wanted to throw far sideline. It'll set up second down and 10 at the 1.
Gaines Burnett, we talked about him earlier out of Kathleen, Georgia, Houston County High School.
So now, on second down and 10, they'll put 2 backs to help with Chappell back there out of the pistol set. Crawford and Rozier. Throwing across the middle. Man had it in his hands as Tim Camp at the 20 kind of bobbled it, and then cleaning him off coming from the backside, Thomas Twitty to knock it loose.
Tim Camp had that all day long. The seam was wide open. Just could not get both hands on the ball before he was drilled and jarred loose of it. Crucial third down here to get out of the end zone, so if you don't even pick up the first down, at least you give your punter some room to get the ball off.
5 of 7 on third downs this afternoon. 3rd and 10 from the 1. Chappell again out of a shotgun. He'll have Joe Haney wide to the left side. Tim Camp, Rajah Andrews wide to the right. Rozier and Barney in the offensive backfield. Andrews motions left to right. Chappell throwing the short stuff. Catch at the 13, or rather the 3 by Barney. He battles his way across the 10 to the 15. A flag comes out. And this one may go against the Eagles after Barney made a sensational play. Made the catch at the 3 on the far side. Scoots up across the 15. But the Eagles have their heads hanging down.
And Joe Haney coming back in may have gotten a
pushing in the back.
Yeah. I think it will be called on Joe Haney, the senior out here on the edge.
Barney doing a good job after he catching it over the shoulder there.
By the offense, number 82. The penalty is half the distance to the goal line. Replay, third down.
Well, no. Other than taking the play away, no harm. Half the distance.
Again, taking what the defense gives you to try to get some yardage, get your back out of the end zone.
See if they've got an equation for that here at Furman. And a timeout or a stop and a whistle there before they get lined up. They moved the ball over to the left hash mark. It'll still be. Actually, they back it up to the 5, so they'll start at the 5. The penalty was assessed after the play, so check that on my call. It'll be 3rd and 5. Throwing out near side flat. Catch made at the goal line, up across the 10 to the 11-yard line. Very close to a First Southern first down.
Good spot. It's a good Eagles spot on the line judge on this side.
Again, finding the open receiver. Chappell finds Barney, who does just enough to get to the pin. Move it. First down.
First Southern first down, now 6 of 8 on third downs this afternoon. Get a little breathing room here after things started to look bleak. 8:23 to go, 14-0. McIntosh will be wide to the left. Camp and Andrews will set up as receivers to the right side as Chappell will empty the backfield, send Barney and Rozier as trip receivers to the left. First down, 10 at the 12-yard line of their very own. Chappell calls for the snap. It's back. Quick fire, far side. Rajah having to go down for it. It's incomplete into the grass at the 14-yard line.
Chappell feeling the pressure, Ryan, from the right-hand side. It looks like it's that Gaines Burnett again out of Kathleen.
Yeah, Burnett's a beast. He played under Doug Johnson, the former head coach over there in Houston County, and he certainly a good pickup for Furman. A couple of those guys across a big defensive line in that 4-2-5 set. They are able to get some pressure without bringing a lot of blitzes.
Him and McKinney from the bookend defensive ends.
Second down, 10 at the 12. Now there'll be Barney and Rozier back there to each side of Chappell. Lee fires across the middle, incomplete to Tim Camp up at the 25-yard line. Now on a catchable ball, but he couldn't hold on, so it sets up another third down very quickly. Thomas Twitty on the coverage, and again, 6 of 8 on third down conversions this afternoon. The Eagles have to find another one here with 7:54 to go in the first half. Mike McIntosh wide to the left, Camp and Andrews wide to the right side, Barney and Rozier back there with Lee Chappell. Third down, 10 from the Eagle 12-yard line. Chappell back. Again, pressure coming. Throwing. It's the swing to Barney at the 11. He's brought down immediately. Great tackle by the Paladins in open field.
Their defensive
Brandon
strategy.
Williams got the stop.
The defensive strategy, Ryan, at this point seems to be get in Chappell's face as fast as you can. The defensive backs are not really doing a good job of covering our wideouts. Their coverage has been because of their front line and the blitz.
Yeah, they've sat back, especially that soft zone, but you see that with so much yardage there on third down, forcing them to throw it into the flats.
Edwards stands 2 yards deep in the end zone. He'll take the snap. Kick it high and away. Furman setting up the field at the 47 far side. Gets across midfield to about the Eagle 47. Lenny Richardson on the stop. So the Paladins win the battle of field position here, down 14-0 with 7:06 to play in the first half. They will start this drive at the Eagle 47-yard line.
Special teams, what a huge part a ball game can make. Special teams, Trent Hawk for Furman pins Georgia Southern down to the 1-yard line, and their pressure on the quarterback forces us to punt, and Furman now gets the ball battle of field position on our side at our 47-yard line.
Checking the Chili scoreboard, Appalachian State up early over Elon, 7-0. First and 10 at the 47 for the Paladins. Sorrells under center. Will hand it off. Yuha right up the middle inside the 45 to about the 43-yard line.
And
Go to Walker with the stop.
6:56 mark, 14-0. Guys, this is the point that you want to see the intensity continue. Sanford 10-0, and it was a lot of intensity. One touchdown, and all of a sudden you split that in half. In Sanford's case, they split it more than half, but here, keep that intensity and don't. 14-0's enough, and that's what I'm trying to say.
47 yards of offense here for the Paladins. Second down and 6 at the 43. Yuha along with Larry Hedden in the backfield behind Sorrells under center. Eagles got everybody in the box here. Here's the snap. Yuha left side trying to make his way to the 41. He'll be stood up there. That's about it. Chris Covington carries him all the way back near midfield. He gets forward motion to the 41, a pickup of 2. It'll be third down and 4.
K.R. Snipes, the freshman out of Opelika, Alabama, coming in to helping Covington as Covington drives him backwards. Big third down for Furman.
Third and 4, marked at the 41-yard line of the Eagles. The Paladins 1 of 5 this afternoon. Double tight sets. Chris Truss and Larry Hedden will check in. Yuha will be the lone back with Sorrells out of the shotgun. Adam Mims wide to the right. Now will motion. Here's the snap. They'll fake the reverse, give it off to Yuha. He gets hit at the line and dropped back. Lost half a yard. Damon Suggs, Dakota Walker plugging it up. Nowhere for Tersu Yuha to go. It'll be fourth down and 4.5.
I was just about to say Suggs may not have got his hand on the ball carrier, but Ryan, what he did do was take that offensive lineman Haynes and drive him back into the runner.
Yeah, been a good wedge up front, the defensive line. They have shown up and shown presence, especially against a Furman ball club that does like to run the ball. Maybe not as much as the pass with Sorrells. They like to run it and establish the run. They haven't been able to do it so far.
Bobby Lamb wants to to be a riverboat gambler here with his team down 14-0 on 4th and 4. They'll fake and just do the kick by Sorrells. He'll go a mile high into the air. Eagles trying to get everybody away from it, and it only gets to the 28-yard line. So the little quarterback
didn't work.
Punt goes nowhere, and Furman fans actually not happy with the call. If you're going to punt, try to play field position. They will only get maybe about 12 yards on the net on that punt.
Yeah, he just obviously punting was not his forte. Kind of rushed himself a little bit, and he literally kicked it straight up in the air, and like a golf shot with a good backspin on the ball. And you see one of their offensive linemen got a little heated down there because what Joel Bell was trying to do was to knock our guy into the ball, and it just didn't quite work.
1st and 10 at the 29. Taylor and McIntosh wide to the left. Jarrell Crawford in the backfield with Lee Chappell. They'll have Andrews and Tim Camp wide to the right. 1st and 10 from the 29. Setting up screen Andrews. Furman covers it up quickly. Gets to the 31. 2-yard pickup on the quick screen. Hunter Twitty, the Will linebacker, senior out of Birmingham, Alabama, on the stop. It'll be 2nd down and probably 8 here with 4:41 to go. And again, as Ryan mentioned, Terry, a little earlier, defense has done their job. They've really shut down the Furman offense. 14-0. Certainly not what the coaching staff want to leave this at the half. They got to find a way to keep the foot on the gas here. 2nd down and 8 at the 32. Snap back to Chappell. He goes back deep in the pocket. Now will come up for the short stuff. Crawford's got it at the 26. Makes his way to the 30-yard line and lost 2 yards. William Middleton again. And now Furman's starting to seek out that screen passing game and doing a much better job downfield. We saw some big holes in the middle of the field in that opening drive. The credit Furman. Chappell not able to go downfield. Always has to come to his third or fourth receiver on the short stuff. Here's a big 3rd down and 9. The Eagles 6 of 9 on 3rd down with 3:56 to play. Barney and Rozier will be in the backfield. Check that, Barney and Crawford. They'll send one lone receiver wide to the right side, 2 receivers to the left. They work from the right hash, attacking left to right. Here's the 3rd down and 9 snap. Chappell stays in the pocket, now rolls, fires, got a catch at the 43. It's Rajah Andrews, first down for the Georgia Southern Eagles. They'll say he grabbed the ball at the 43. And a great job by Chappell. Had time in the pocket to scan the field. Pressure come, he felt it, moved to his right. Rajah pops open. He nails him right in the numbers. It's 1st down and 10 at the Eagle 44.
I think he needed that because he was kind of getting the groove where he wouldn't see something open. He immediately went to the flats to Crawford. And, as you mentioned, Furman was sniffing that out quickly.
1st down and 10 at the 44. Chappell. 1st down snap with 3:18 to play in the half. Scans the field again. Goes back to Rajah in his hands, but hit from behind by Middleton down at the Paladin 41. Good shot by Middleton, the senior out of Atlanta, Georgia. Eagles now 7 of 10 on 3rd down.
Talking about coverage, guys, Furman adjusted. How do we readjust? We move Leander Barney into the backfield, then we flood he and 2 running backs out. Had to bring one of those linebackers over, and you see a difference in coverage in Furman. A nice readjustment from Coach Gillespie and Georgia Southern.
Coming into the game, just 33% all season on 3rd down. 2nd down and 10 now at the 44. 2 receivers left, trip receivers to the right. Chappell looks, fires, got a man on a ladder. Catch made by Garyon Taylor down at the Paladin 30-yard line. First Southern 1st down for the Georgia Southern Eagles. We've got William Maxwell slow to get up. The left tackle for the Eagles, the redshirt freshman. They'll come out and tend to him, but what a grab by Garyon Taylor. Just his 2nd catch of the year, the junior out of Buford, Georgia. The pass only where it had to be. Couldn't be reached by the Paladins, but Garyon had to go up and haul it in. And quickly they changed that field position momentum for the Paladins. They'll be 1st and 10 at Furman's 30-yard line as they continue to take a look at William Maxwell, who went down immediately after the snap. And Rajah Andrews, the other one of the senior leaders out there with the training crew, taking a look at William as well.
Chappell was real quick as well, as was Trey, to be able to point to the coaching staff to saying, get over here, he's down. Get over here, he's down. So they must have obviously heard a scream of pain there as they're tending to his leg, and we'll find more about that out later. And Rajah, being the great senior that he is, to go over there to help his comrade out a little bit, to give him a little bit of a confidence there. But as you were talking about, Garyon Taylor, Ryan, out of Buford, Georgia, right on his fingertips. And what a great, spectacular catch that was.
He went up on a ladder, Chris. He caught it perfectly up near coverage. He had the corner coming with him, the safety over the top. And again, Lee Chappell What a day so far. What a half. If you're a fan of football and you like to watch a young quarterback get it and understand coverages, come out and watch Lee Chappell. Boy, he finds it. But there's always a soft spot somewhere, something's unaccounted for. And today has been one of those days. It just seems like Lee Chappell's found it every time.
Well, they're still taking a look at William Maxwell. There's a timeout on the field, 3:08 to play. We'll take one with them. Eagles up 14-0, looking at first down and 10 at the Paladin 30 when we return to Greenville in just a moment. You're listening to Georgia Southern Football. A stop in action here with 3:08 to go in the first half. Eagles up 14-0. William Maxwell, the redshirt freshman out of Brooks County High School, went down on a big pass play from Chappell to Garyon Taylor. And Maxwell being put on the gator, getting a hand from both the Furman and Georgia Southern fans as he'll be taken away to the locker room. And Kyle McKinney, a junior out of Atlanta, for the Furman Paladins, actually wishing William well.
Quick scoring updates for you, Chris. South Carolina, Florida, 14-0. Texas getting the style points over Kansas, 35-7. 12-6, North Carolina over Maryland.
First down 10 at the 30. Eagles at the Paladin 30-yard line. They'll motion Andrews right to left. Chappell out of a shotgun. Looking to throw. Far side in the flat. Catch made at the line of scrimmage right at the 30. Barney with the grab. Max Lerner with the stop. Lee Chappell today, 25 of 37. 255 yards. 2 passing touchdowns. Antonio Hinton, 1 of 1 passing, coming in on a big third down conversion.
How many times did Coach Hatcher say they were going to throw it today?
We may see some single-game records for attempts today, maybe even completions before it's all through.
As long as it ends with a victory.
Second down 10 at the 30. Furman showing the blitz here. They come up the middle. Recognized and nice block to free. Chappell, Kandari with a catch. Makes it inside the 25 to the 24-yard line. Jarrell Crawford with a great block to give Chappell just the extra seconds he needed to find Kandari, who was flashing out of the left flat to make the catch. And pretty good pickup of about 7 yards. It'll be third down and 3.
And Chappell, seeing where that blitz was coming from, immediately takes the snap and hops to the right a little bit to get out of the way and to be able to pop Kandari crossing.
Third down 4 at the Paladin 24. Again, the Eagles 7 of 10 on third down today. And before the snap, we got a timeout taken by Georgia Southern with 1:42 to go. Let
me give you some scores in the Southern Conference. Chattanooga and the Citadel, 10 minutes to go in this ball game. The Mocs are leading the Bulldogs 21-17. Wofford, the Terriers, over another set of Bulldogs, the Samford Bulldogs, 21-0. That's at halftime. And Appalachian State and Elon just getting into the second quarter of play. App State 14, the Phoenix of Elon 0.
1:42 to go. Big third down and 4. Coach Hatcher didn't like something that he saw once the team was lined up. He calls the timeout. His team up 14-0. An overwhelming domination by Georgia Southern here in this first half. Eagles now 272 yards through the air as a team, as a tandem, Hinton and Chappell, 28 of 40 for 272 yards, 2 passing touchdowns. Only 6 carries on the ground today for Georgia Southern, just 5 yards. But for the Paladins, total offense 49 yards, 13 carries, 24 yards, and just 25 yards through the air. Third down 4. Eagles working from the left hash at the 24-yard line of the Furman Paladins. Chappell will have Crawford on a wing to his left, 2 receivers right, 2 to the left. They'll throw the screen and get the catch. A little off the mark. Joe Haney has nowhere to go. He'll be drawn back. Maybe a loss of a yard back at the 25-yard line. So it's 4th and about 6 coming up here for the Eagles with 1:24 to play, and still decisions being made on that far sideline right now. Chappell and company staying on the field. They've got 22 seconds on the play clock. 1:14 to go.
He wants 6 points, but he's going to let that clock tick down as long as he can. He wanted 6 points there. I can imagine that coach's show after the game, that's one of the things he's going to mention is, Harbaugh, I really wanted 6 points there.
Play clock gets down to 4. Can't take the timeouts with you. Now Hatcher calls it with 1 on the play clock. 55 seconds remain in the game. We'll take a timeout. We'll return to Greenville in just a moment. You're listening to the Georgia Southern Radio Network.
Hi, fans. This is Chris Blair. This year, show your Southern pride every day. And to do that, it's real simple. Just check out the one-stop shop for all things Southern, the University Store. Dressed from head to toe with great apparel for the entire family with designs from Russell, Nike, Under Armour, Ashworth, Cutter & Buck, and more. Pimp your ride with great vehicle accessories. Or show your neighbors and coworkers you bleed Georgia Southern Blue with great items for your home and office. Visit their on-campus location or shop anytime online at gsustore.com. The University Store, official supplier to the Georgia Southern Radio Network.
Hi, this is Lori Hatcher. Georgia Southern football time is here. And as a coach's wife, I know this. Protecting the quarterback is job number one. And at my house, one of my number one jobs is protecting my family from pests and roaches. That's why I use Knox Pest Control. They've been serving the South since 1929. That's the kind of tradition we like around the Statesboro area. So ladies, we need a good offensive attack like Knox Pest Control. 877-KNOX-PEST. Knox knocks them out. Go Eagles!
Eagles call the timeout on fourth down. They bring out Adrian Mora. He tries the 42-yarder, which would be a career high. Plenty of leg between the uprights, and the Eagles lead 17-0 with 50 seconds remaining here in this first half of action. He had 2 this season for the redshirt freshman out of Dalton, Georgia. Had 2 of 41 yards. That one unofficially 42 yards. And a beautiful kick extends the Eagles' lead 17-0 over the Furman Paladins here in Greenville. And again, not a great crowd. They talked about having a big crowd here today, and can't say that they do in the purple and white.
Kissing record.
No, I'm kind of disappointed in their crowd.
This monothon thing that they're going to do.
Yeah, I don't know that they'll have enough to do it, but the ones that are here right now, I think, a little bit stunned.
Can you imagine being a Paladin in the locker room right now? Good grief.
This is a game they have to have, really. I mean, to make a statement that they belong in the playoff to win. They're honoring their 1988 national championship team. It's a home game. They're trying to set a kissing record. But they did bring out those high school noisemakers that I can't stand. What do you call those things?
Thunder sticks.
Thunder sticks? Well, whatever.
Made famous in Japanese baseball leagues, I believe.
Yeah, that's good.
17-0 your score. 50 seconds remain here in the first half. Patrick Boland will put it back up on the tee at the 30-yard line. Here's the approach, and Boland will put it high into the air. Back deep, Adam Mims fields it at the 10, comes up the right side of the field at the right hash, spins at the 28, cross the 30, and then punished with a hard hit by Benefield at the 33-yard line. That's where the Paladins take over. They have 44 seconds remaining here. Try to build on something going into the locker room. Right now, not much of a story to tell. 13 carries, 24 yards, 3 of 8 passing for Jordan Sorrells, just 25 yards, and again, just 49 yards of total offense. They are now 1 for 6 on third down. Seth Scogan and David Hendricks will set up wide to the right. Cunningham and Mims as they work from the right hash, attacking right to left. 44 seconds remain first half. Eagles up 17-0. First down and 10-33. Here's the snap. Sorrells looking downfield, throws the short stuff across the middle, breaking a tackle at the 38, across the 40, the 45 is David Hendricks. He's up to the 47-yard line. J.B. Shippey finally gets him down. And with 36 seconds, again, timeouts in the pocket of the Paladins. They have 2 remaining for Coach Bobby Lamb. With 36 seconds, they get the first down. They move it up near midfield. Eagles trying to get set defensively. Here's the 4-man front. There's a rush. Sorrells doesn't see it. He's hit at the 40. Deion DeBose brings him down. They'll say the stop was made at the 42. It's a loss of 6 yards on the sack, as Deion DeBose's second sack of the afternoon just crushes Jordan Sorrells.
He didn't see that coming, and by the time he did, the freshman out of the Norcross High School was already in his grill, dragging him down, forcing Furman to use a timeout. Furman trying to take a shot downfield.
27 seconds remain, 17-0. Timeout will return to Greenville in just a moment. This is the Georgia Southern Radio Network.
Wow. My new bride and everyone's here. This is the best day of my life. Ooh, there was that one day at the bar. What? I was watching football and playing Keno. My team won and I won thousands of dollars. Oh, that was the best day of my life. Oh, no, honey. Is this going to affect the honeymoon?
From the Georgia Lottery, win up to $100,000 every 4 minutes. Today could be the day. Please play responsibly.
Our hometown The Farm Bureau insurance companies are among the most respected providers of home insurance in the nation, and we're located right here in your community. For more than half a century, we've covered American homes with dependable protection, and we back it with fast, fair claim service. Call today for a free, no-obligation review of your home insurance needs.
Bobby Lamb wastes little time after the timeout. Strikes for the big play to David Hendricks. Gets the ball inside the Eagle 40. Down at the 36-yard line, the Paladins immediately call for a timeout. Really didn't seem set. 17 seconds, all that remains here.
Got a scoring update for you if you'd like it. Appalachian State 14. Elon gets on the board with 7.
Terry, I was telling you in the break, when you have a quarterback that's not seeming to fit so well and you get that good drag route, which is a simple pitch and catch, but especially the size of the receiver across the ball, I didn't understand why you just don't take a timeout. And that's what I'm talking about. You take a timeout, you get his head about him, and then get a play in. And that's what happened.
Timeouts being called very quickly here as they're trying to get some points on the board. And I'll give you some more scores before they come out. The Gators jumping all over the Gamecocks at the first quarter is about to close out. Spurrier has no answer for the Gators. It's 21-0 as Florida, like Texas, trying to run the score up, hoping to influence the voters as well. Maryland and North Carolina 13-12. Maryland.
First down 10 at the 36 for the Paladins. 17 seconds remain. No more timeouts for Coach Bobby Lamb. Sorrells rolling to his right. The left-hander throws. Catch made at the 18. Adam Mims has got it out of bounds. Stops the clock with 11 seconds. Now the first bright spot offensively all afternoon coming with less than a minute to play in the first half.
And what a time for it to happen so you can close out this half and go in on some type of a positive note. Mims taking the catch in and getting out of bounds just where he needed to be as they run out for the field goal. Looks like it's going to be a 35-yarder.
It'll be Matthew Cesare. Jordan Sorrells will hold. 34 yards. Kick is up, and the kick is good. So with 6 seconds remaining, the Paladin makes its first ride around the field here. 17-3, Georgia Southern will lead with 6 seconds remaining.
Well, they did exactly what they wanted to do, Ryan. Get down there and put 3 points on the board, so at least you're not shut out at half.
Well, and you know that you got the confidence that you can move the ball a little bit, even if you're not getting in the end zone. You know you can get it between the 30s, get a little success.
Furman goes in, knowing in the second half they're down 2 scores in order to tie this thing up.
Matthew Cesare on the year, 7 of 10 on field goals, has a long of 32, so he will set that at 35 this season, the senior out of Atlanta.
Excuse me, Chris, that one wasn't pretty by any means.
His wind really seems to be playing some havoc with these kickers down there. Because Charlie got the wind at his back, you would think, but he was just not able to get a good punt with the wind. Into the wind, he did, I thought, a significantly better job.
6 seconds remain here before the end of the first half. Coming up, the Southern Halftime Report presented by the Georgia Lottery. Ryan Chambers will have a quick word with head coach Chris Hatcher, who has to be very pleased with the performance here in the first half of action. Again, the Paladins 99 yards now, all had 47 coming into that last drive. But the Eagles 270 yards through the air gives them 275 yards of total offense in the first half and a 17-3 lead. As again, the Paladins will tee it up at the 30 here with 6 seconds. Line drive kick down the alley, picked up by Covington at the 38, and he'll get out of bounds. There'll be 3 seconds, 2 seconds remaining.
Ooh, really?
I have to believe at this moment maybe Coach Hatcher will decide to come out, take the knee, go to the locker room here with the ball at the 40-yard line of their very own.
Nothing surprises me. Give it a wing down there and see what happens.
Well, they're huddling up far side, working on something. Only Rajah Andrews out there ready to go on the field. Now comes the offensive line. We got whistles all over the place.
I thought they were going to give us another tick on that old clock there, but I don't think it really matters at this point, 2 or 3 seconds.
Tim Camp will set up wide to the left. Andrews, McIntosh, and Haney wide to the right. Trips receivers. 1st and 10 at the 40. 2 seconds remain here in the first half. Chappell will be in the shotgun. He'll have Zeke Rozier back there to block. Low snap, handled by Chappell, and then takes the knee. So a little bit of work out there for the Furman defense, but the first half comes to a close, and the Eagles lead 17-3 over the Furman Paladins. The Southern halftime report coming up. First, let's go down on the field. Ryan Chambers will have head coach Chris Hatchett.
Coach, you talked about the play of the offense, trying to let it all loose, and you got to be pleased with the quarterback Lee Chappell out there and how he's seeing the field.
Yeah, we've had some poor field position, and we've moved the ball well. Defensively, we played good. We've dropped some balls, but overall, it was a good first half. I'm excited about the intensity we played with, and got to go see if we can do it 2 more quarters.
Thanks, Coach. Guys.
Thanks, Ryan. Thanks, Coach. We're at halftime here. Paladin Stadium. Georgia Southern leading 17-3. The Southern halftime report coming up. We'll take a look at the first half stats, check the Chili's scoreboard, and have another Georgia Southern moment this week, talking to the director of the Wildlife Center at Georgia Southern, Mr. Steve Hine, and, of course, Freedom. We'll have that as we continue from Greenville in just a moment. Your score at the half, Georgia Southern 17, Furman 3. This is Georgia Southern football.
14 seconds. It doesn't seem like a lot of time, but when you have the support of your teammates and your alma mater, 14 seconds can change the course of history. I am Tracy Ham, a member of Georgia Southern's first and second national championship teams. I am an alum. There's no better time to show your support for your university. Join the Alumni Association today. Visit alumni.georgiasouthern.edu.
Back in Greenville, 17-3, just about set for the second half. Thanks for listening to the Southern Halftime Report presented by the Georgia Lottery. We'll return. Second half action, Georgia Southern and Furman. Eagles lead 17-3. This is Georgia Southern football.
It's still grass cutting time in these parts, so Kubota of Statesboro is here to help. It's all about orange at Kubota of Statesboro with 0% for 42 months available on the T-Series and G-Series lawn and garden tractors or the smooth riding ZG and ZD zero-turn mowers. With the Kubota of Statesboro sales and service backing you up, grass cutting is like a cool summer breeze. No trouble at all. Come and take advantage of the 0% for 42 month special on T and G Series lawn and garden tractors or the ZG and ZD zero-turn mower. Only at Kubota of Statesboro on Highway 67 South.
In a continuing effort to be of service to the Scriven and Effingham County areas, Planters Telephone Cooperative now offers high-speed internet as low as $29.95 a month. There are plans at less than 7 cents a minute, and unlike other providers, there is no hidden fee long distance. For more information, call 912-857-4411 or 772-3611, or you can visit their website at www.planters.net. Planters Telephone Cooperative, linking you to the world.
There's a new name lighting your financial future. Fort Stewart, Georgia Federal Credit Union is now Geo Vista Credit Union. You'll find the same friendly people with world-class service and worldwide vision through convenient access to ATMs, internet banking, and through Geo Vista's local offices. Geo Vista membership is available to anyone who lives, works, worships, or attends school in Bryan, Bullock, Chatham, Effingham, and Liberty counties. Geo Vista Credit Union in Statesboro at 313 South Main Street. Also in Hinesville, Fort Stewart, Pooler, Rickon, and Savannah. Federally insured by NCUA.
Hello, this is Brian Burke of Blunt, Burke, Quimbley, and Hendricks Insurers. As a trusted choice agency, we can offer multiple insurance companies and a variety of coverage choices. For helpful, easy to understand information about auto, home, life, health, or business insurance, give our agency a call. With excellent insurance carriers like the Central Insurance Companies, we can tailor an insurance program to meet your needs. Blunt, Burke, Quimbley, and Hendricks Insurers, your trusted choice agent in the New Market District, 764-9602.
Start of the second half, Patrick Boland puts it on the tee at the 30, kicking left to right, back to the Paladins. 15 minutes on the board, fielded by Mims at the 2-yard line, far side, across the 10, 15, up to about the 17, maybe the 18-yard line, that's all. As the Paladins will take over first down and 10, the second half kickoff presented by Georgia Farm Bureau Insurance and your Georgia Farm Bureau agents. Since 1959, Georgia Farm Bureau Insurance offered farm, home, auto, and light commercial insurance. Contact your Georgia Farm Bureau representative today. At Georgia Farm Bureau Insurance, helping you is what we do best. Quickly, let's go down on the field. Ryan Chambers, an update on William Maxwell.
Yeah, Maxwell is stable. He's out for the rest of the game, but a severe ankle sprain, and he is out, but stable, which is good news.
First down, 10 at the 18. Thanks, Ryan. Just underway here, second half. Furman goes back to the ground. This time, Yuha got a little bit of room across the 20, the 25, up to the 26-yard line. Not much offensively for the Paladins. Actually, the final drive of that first half, which resulted in the 3 points by Matthew Cesare on the 35-yard field goal, was done in the air. Not really the bread and butter of the Furman Paladin offense. They go right back to the ground game here. An 8-yard pickup by Yuha, freshman out of Gainesville, Georgia. Sets them up second down 2 at the 26 of their very own. David Hendricks wide to the right. Adam Mims wide to the left side. Mims the leading receiver. Here's the option. Pitch comes. It's going to be Yuha near side 25. We got a late hit up at the 32-yard line. No flags come out.
A lot of jawing. Chris, a lot of jawing on that kickoff. The wind blew the football over, so they recounted it and gave everybody on the line a little chance to get to know each other, so to speak.
Ronnie Wiggins coming up hard, taking the feet out underneath him as he dove towards the first down. The officials asking for the chains to come out to see if they were able to pick it up or to see exactly how close they are.
Yuha made it up to the 28-yard line on the quick option pitch from Sorrells.
And they picked it up.
And they got the first down.
Furman doing what they needed to do coming out of halftime. They want to reestablish or establish a ground assault, which they were not able to do in the first half. They know they're in this ball game. There's a lot of football left to be played.
Yuha now 8 carries, 35 yards for the fullback for Furman. 17-3 Eagles lead after one half of play. Double tight set here as Truss and Hedden both threats to catch the ball. They'll have Yuha in the backfield with Sorrells out of a gun. Working from the left hash, attacking right to left. Sorrells throws, looking for the tight end, and knocked loose, nearly picked off, but a great defensive play by Chris Covington, covering up Larry Hedden, the tight end, junior out of Hoover, Alabama, trying to find something near side from the pass from Sorrells, and Covington just another hand away from a pick six.
It's almost like a basketball play where he just reached in with that left hand, Ryan, and batted it away, but then showing how athletic he is, he almost tipped it to himself.
Yeah, he's sitting in zone, almost backpedaling, and just good recognition of Chris Covington, of the receivers and what they were trying to do. And it is good point. It's almost like the defensive basketball play.
Hendricks and Cunningham, along with Adam Mims, trip receivers to the right on second down and 10 from the 28. Sorrells gives it off Mike Brown, trying to go right tackle. Had a little bit of a room, a little bit of a hole across the 30. Deion DeBose closes quickly as he makes it to the 32-yard line to pick up a 4. It'll be third down and 6 coming for the Paladins. Down 17-3, 13:25 to play. Coach Bobby Lamb and his team trying to keep hope alive for postseason play. They'll finish out the regular season next week, taking on nearby Wofford Terriers.
Chris Covington in on that as well. Between DeBose and Covington and E.J. Webb, they're all over the field today.
Hendricks and Scogan wide to the right on 3rd and 6. Mims and Cunningham wide to the left side as Sorrells throws right. Looking, catch made by Scogan. Nope, didn't have it. A little too wide and incomplete up around the 40-yard line. It was Chris Covington again on coverage, laying in that zone as the weak side linebacker, and boy, moving field to field. Made the play on the near side on the breakup, this time playing all the way across on the wide side. Still in on the play, and it sets up 4th and 6.
2 years ago when we were here at Furman, it reminds me of another linebacker, a gentleman by the name of John Mooring. Remember that? He was all over the field. He was a beast. We're seeing that out of Covington today.
They'll set back Andrews and Camp back to receive this punt on 4th and 6 from the 32. Trent Hawk will stand at the 17-yard line of his very own. Rugby punt again. Far side, out of bounds. Got inside the 35. They'll mark it right at the 34-yard line. So the Eagles defense makes the stop. Timeout on the field. 12:53 to play. Eagles lead 17-3. They'll have possession when we return to Greenville in just a moment. This is Georgia Southern football. Back here in Greenville, Eagles take over possession after forcing the quick punt.
Quick scoring update. Florida all over South Carolina, 28-0. Maryland, North Carolina, and the Tar Heels take a 1-point lead, 15-14.
Chili's scoreboard presented by Chili's Bar and Grill. First down 10 at the 35-yard line of their very own as Chappell has a back to each side, and on 1st and 10 comes out firing. Barney's got it, 30, trying to get away from the Paladins. He gets across the 35, maybe to the 36, a 1-yard gain on first down. Sets up second down and 9. Georgia Southern football presented in part by the University Store, your one-stop shop for all things Southern. Holidays just around the corner. Stop by their campus location or online anytime for your Christmas shopping need. GSUstore.com, the University Store, the official outfitter to the Georgia Southern Radio Network. Second down 9 at the 36. Chapel empties the backfield. Here comes the blitz. He drops it off quick, but a loss to Rozier, who falls down. Nope, got back to the line of scrimmage. No harm. It'll be 3rd down and 9. Chapel again getting rid of the ball quickly after Furman, one of the rare times they've sent the design blitz. They've been effective at times, sending Burnett, Jones, Brown, and McKinney, just the front 4. See what they offer here on 3rd and 9 at the 36. Eagles in the first half, 7 of 11 on 3rd down. Snap to Chapel. He'll have the time. Now feels pressure, rolls to his right, throws far side, 46-yard line. He's thrown out of bounds, complete. Rajai Andrews.
Don't like
it's
that
just going to
spot.
be shy. They needed to get across the 45, and he's going to be marked just shy of the 45-yard line, but it will be 4th and about a yard.
Didn't like that spot. I thought Rajai did exactly what he was doing in the first half. And Hatcher's down there talking to the officials saying, look, that's where it is.
Well, the reason he's arguing is that Rajai was in the air when he made the catch. Furman wisely threw him out of bounds. They give him the completion, but Hatcher says the forward motion made it beyond the 46, but now they're going to talk about it.
But Rajai doing exactly what we saw him do in the first half, Ryan, and that it's that senior play. He knows where the first down sticks are. He goes 2 yards beyond it, turns around and shows the quarterback his numbers.
Yeah, and he was in position, and they always say roll the route to the first down, and he did that. But as you said, as Chris said, he was almost in midair trying to drag the feet. You see that, and I'm sure you're seeing that on the television replay. And he just gets pushed out of bounds at about 2 yards. So
they thought about bringing the chains out. They got him about halfway across the field. Then the official said, well, wait a minute. He was nowhere close to the 46 or beyond the 45, so there is no measurement. So it's going to be 4th and less than a yard, and the Eagles send out Charlie Edwards here. By the way, for those of you listening, Chapel now has set a new completion record in the game. Antonio Hinton able to do so with 27 completions. Chapel now already on the afternoon, 31 completions. 11:21 to go. Clock rolling. Edwards takes the high snap but fields it. Gets this one high into the air. Fair catch called for by Mims, trailing back, and dives and falls at the 10-yard line.
Good punt by Charlie. Nice, high, booming punt by Charlie Edwards to pin Furman back. Coach Hatcher deciding, instead of risking it and going for it, to play field position, Chris.
11:11 to play. Timeout on the field. 17-3. The Eagles lead. Will return to Greenville, South Carolina in just a moment. You're listening to Georgia Southern Football. 11:11 to play here in the third quarter. Eagles up 17-3. Let's check the Chili scoreboard again. Here's Terry Harmon.
Let me give you some scores from around the FCS real quickly, Chris, as of course, the internet had to go down exactly when I was about to do that. So I'm back. Portland State, Montana State, 49-32. A barn burner there. Montana leading Idaho State 29-10. Western Illinois State, that's the ball game, folks. It's 40 seconds left to go, and it's knotted up at 45. Jacksonville State leading by 3 over Tennessee State, 17-14. And South Dakota leading Southern Utah 28-17. Austin Peay 15, Eastern Illinois 13.
Chili's scoreboard brought to you by Chili's Grill and Bar. 11:11 to play. 17-3 Eagles lead. Furman back on the field. 1st and 10 at their very own 10-yard line. Mike Brown along with Kendall back there. I formation behind Sorrell. Sorrell's rolling out, throwing flat near side. It's incomplete. Couldn't get it to David Hendricks.
By the way, real quickly, Samford has gotten on the scoreboard against Wofford in the fourth quarter. It's 28-7 in Richmond, all over Delaware at halftime, 17-7.
11:06 to play. 2nd down 10 at the 10-yard line. Coming for the Furman Paladins. As we mentioned in the outset, the last 4 meetings between these two teams have gone down to the wire. But if you're Georgia Southern, the last 2 meetings certainly have not gone the way you wanted. 17-3 Eagles lead here with 11:06 to play in the third. Looking at 2nd down and 10.
Give me a pick 6.
Sorrell's out of a shotgun. Pitch coming near side with it. Brown got running room, 10-15, trying to split defenders. He's brought down at the 21-yard line. Still just enough getting by for the first down. Ronnie Wiggins makes the stop, but it will be 1st and 10 for the Paladins.
It's a good play call by Furman on that play.
Surprised you hadn't seen. I mean, Georgia Southern, the defensive line has been able to get pursuit on the quarterback in good coverage. I'm surprised we hadn't seen more of that. Kind of loosen things up.
Chain crew having an issue across the way. Now they decide to set it in place. First down and 10.
They're still trying to figure out that equation on the field that Furman wrote.
First and 10.
Should have worked on their playbook versus their science projects.
At the 21-yard line. 17-3. 10:43 clock moving. High formation. Yuha and Kendall now behind Sorrells. Sorrells under center. Motions Mim right to left. Hand it off. It'll be Yuha. Gets around the end somehow. Stays in bounds across the 25 to the 26-yard line. Pickup of about 6 yards.
Dakota Walker quite upset, asking the official, did you not see him holding my jersey? Reminiscent of last week against Samford when the official, I don't know how, missed him being yanked down by his face mask on that score. But on that one, clearly a big handful of Dakota's jersey. Dakota quite upset about that. They do whatever it takes to try to contain him and his pressure from the corner.
5-yard pickup by Yuha sets up second down 5 at the 26. Mike Brown will check back in. Hendricks and Mims wide to the right. Kendall now will motion. He'll be a back just to the right side of Sorrells, who moves under center. Now he'll jump into the eye. Here's the snap. Dropping back, setting up the screen. It's going to be Mike Brown. He's hit and dropped at the 25. May have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. Dion DeBose again out there defending the middle linebacker, helping to get the stop. And virtually no gain. He'll set up 3rd and 5.
Like Chris Rogers was in on that as well from the safety position. We haven't called his name out a lot today, but a huge 3rd down play for this Southern defense.
1 of 7 on the afternoon for the Paladins. But a chance to change field position in your favor here on 3rd and 5 at the 26. The Eagles need a defensive stop. They'll put 5 men up front. Sorrells in the shotgun. Snap back, rolling to his left. Left-hander throws off the mark. We're going to get a flag. No, we're not. Ball uncatchable up at the 32 for Mike Brown. K.R. Snipes on the coverage. The few Furman fans here that were watching decided they wanted to yell at the officials, but no flag came out. I think the decision was it was overthrown, uncatchable.
I think so. Similar to what we saw Ryan with Covington of trying to do that guard there with the left hand coming out on his back.
I don't think even if it was catchable, I don't think it should have been a flag. I think it was good coverage, and I still don't know figured out the equation either.
So the defense forces a punt here. They'll have Camp and Raja back deep. Trent Hawk. We'll see if it's rugby style or traditional. It's traditional. Kicks it near side.
Watch it.
Short kick. Takes an eagle bounce at the 46 and will be down out of bounds at the 47-yard line. Timeout on the field. 9:03 to play 3rd quarter. Eagles still hold the lead. 17-3. We'll return to Greenville in just a moment. You're listening to the Georgia Southern Radio Network. 9:03 to play 3rd quarter, 17-3. Georgia Southern leading over Furman in the regular season finale here. Don't forget, Georgia Southern basketball well underway. Congratulations to head coach Rusty Cran. The Lady Eagles opened the year with a win over Bruton Parker earlier this afternoon back at Hanner Fieldhouse. Eagle men's basketball team now 2-1 on the season. Big win last night. They'll head out west to El Paso, Texas. Coming up for a Tuesday night meeting with UTEP, the Miners and the Eagles, right here on the Georgia Southern Radio Network from El Paso, Texas. First down 10 at the 48. Eagles back on the field. First possession, not so dazzling here in the second half. Trying to improve on that here. Lee Chappell, your starting quarterback. Again, a phenomenal afternoon. Record-setting day. We'll talk about that first. A first down from the 48. Here's the snap. Chappell feeling pressure, rolls right. Got a man wide open at the Furman 49. It's Zeke Rozier. He'll tuck his way inside the 45. Still more pushing and shoving after the play. Rozier, I believe, actually lost his helmet. He'll head to the far sideline. Jarrell Crawford will check in. And Zeke gets Stuart Carter and the company and the great training staff and equipment staff take care of that problem. But a nice catch, but how wide open was Zeke Rozier across the middle? They brought some pressure. Chappell steps away from it, and Zeke's wide open. 8-yard pickup, second down to 43. Design run on the draw. Chappell going to dive for the first down. Sticks. Got to the 41-yard line. Got a great spot far side, not so great left side, but it appears to be enough for a Southern first down by the Georgia Southern Eagles. Kaderin Anderson, redshirt freshman out of Greenwood, South Carolina, playing at Emerald High School on the stop.
Zeke doing a very good job of that running back position, patiently waiting to get his shot this year, and we've seen him really evolve, Ryan, into this offense.
1st and 10 at the 41. 8:13 remaining, third quarter. Snap back to Lee Chappell. Chappell, plenty of time. Now will dance to his right, throw in the flat, catch made at the 40, but smothered up quickly. Jarrell Crawford may have got a yard. That's about it. 2nd down and 9 upcoming as Thomas Twitty on the stop for the Paladins.
Leander Barney coming back into the ballgame to give Jarrell Crawford a little bit of a break. Jarrell been all over the field himself. The junior transfer from GMC out of Hinesville, Georgia. Bradwell Institute. Not a big guy, 5'6", 180, but runs like a big man.
2nd down 8 at the 40. Backs to each side of Lee Chappell, Barney and Rozier. Snap is back. Late blitz. Lee smashed as he throws and held up.
Hello.
Finally, no flag coming out. Held up was Mike McIntosh by 2 Paladins, including Thomas Twitty. He was trying to come back to the football. They held him. No flags, and Chappell a little shaken up.
And 2 officials back there, too. They obviously watched how hard Chappell got hit because they obviously were not watching the play. And now we haven't beaten up on them a whole lot today. They've done a fair job. That was a horrible call, but they've done a fair job today. That was pretty blatant.
Well, credit Chappell. Hops up off the ground, dusts himself off, looking at 3rd down and 8 here. The 40-yard line of the Paladins. 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Garyon Taylor and Haney wide to the left. Andrews and Camp wide to the right. Zeke Rozier back there on a wing to the right side, and the Eagles will call timeout with 7:26 to play.
3rd down conversions in the first half. We were 7 of 11. Off to a good start. But, what we're talking about is a crossing route on McIntosh. 2 players basically holding him up. Now, they may have said the pass was not catchable.
Or it's
I don't buy that.
Or it could be incidental contact. That's another thing. Because Chappell gets hit, the ball goes way offline where it's supposed to be, and receiver, you've got 2 defensive backs almost sandwiching the receiver. If they're playing the ball and Mike's trying to come back the other way, that could be incidental contact. That I could see, possibly.
I just think the officials were watching the hit on Chappell.
Southern Conference records when it comes to passing, 41 completions. It's been done twice in the Southern Conference. Right now, Lee Chappell, 33 completions in this game. 68 attempts back in 1987. Tony Peterson from Marshall University. 46 attempts for the Eagles right now. 534 yards in a game. Scott Riddle versus these Paladins in 2007. 3rd and 8 with 7:26 to go in the third. Up 17-3. And the Eagles 7 of 12 on 3rd down so far this afternoon. Chappell, 5-step drop. Lastly, gets it off Crawford. He makes a great move at the 40 and dives out of bounds up around the 44-yard line, shy of the 1st down. But a great move by Jarrell Crawford. Again, the junior out of Hinesville, getting about 6 more yards after Jordan Griffin eventually gets him down. But nice move by Crawford. And out comes Charlie Edwards here on 4th and 5 with 7:13, the clock moving in the third quarter from Greenville.
Again, send out the punting unit, trying to play in the battle of the field position at this point. Furman defense, their best pass defense, has been that pressure they're getting on Chappell as Charlie gets ready to punt. Another high punt, letting it go. We got an opportunity to pin them down if our guys do a good job here.
They got it at the 1. Joe Haney gets down, plays center field, takes a huge bounce at the 5, straight up in the air. Haney cradles it. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 1-yard line for the Paladins with 6:52 to play. And I mentioned at the half, one of the things in the break, guys, I did not mention was the job Charlie Edwards had done. And once we arrived here at the stadium earlier this morning, we talked about the wind and how that would affect the passing game, how that would affect the kicking game. And right now, Charlie Edwards doing a tremendous job hunting the football.
Yeah, it's funny. They have pinned us down on the 1-yard line and on the 5. We pinned them on the 5 and the 2-yard line, all with punts.
1st down and 10. Now mark it at the 2. Sorrells under center, I formation. Play action. They'll throw out of the backfield. It's going to be Kendall, and he's got room up across the 5 to 10, out of bounds, far side, up to the 12-yard line. Right at the 1st down sticks, A.J. McCray on coverage and forcing him out wide.
Good play.
Good play call that time by the Paladins. Tim Sorrells, the offensive coordinator, father of quarterback Jordan Sorrells. Bobby Lamb and company going with play action from the 2-yard line to pick up the 1st down.
A risky play as well. We almost got to it.
1st and 10. They mark this one up at the 14. It is a first down for the Paladins from the right hash. Hendricks and Mims wide to the right. Kendall, the lone back. Sorrells gives it off Kendall. Room left tackle across the 20. It's Yuha, rather, at 25, and finally stopped at the 27-yard line. Another first down for the Furman Paladins. And again, Yuha really the only bright spot offensively.
Derek Hyden doing a good job, the freshman out of Marist High School. I don't know as much as a saving tackle by getting in the way. He took a heck of a shot, but he was able to bring him down.
Furman wasting no time. They go right back to Yuha. Almost same play. Tries left tackle across the 30. Dakota Walker brings him down at the 31-yard line on 1st and 10. 3-yard pickup, 2nd down and 7. Upcoming. Yuha now 10 carries on the game. 52 yards on the ground.
E.J. Webb in on that as well from the safety position. He's gone from the linebacker to the safety position, showing his versatility because of his speed. He, too, has been all over the field.
This time the Paladins take a little more time on 2nd down and 6. Sorrells again will move under center. Hendricks and Mims wide to the right. Yuha and Hedden, the tight end, lining up as a back. This time Yuha gets hit, spins off the tackler, and carries an eagle across the 35, and K.R. Snipes, he makes his way up to the 37-yard line.
The initial hit, Ryan, was by Covington in the backfield.
Yeah, it was, and it was a pretty good hit. So this Yuha, man, he is something. I know he had a good, stellar career at Riverside Military. But he is, I mean, it's like literally he's dancing out there.
Covington hitting him in the backfield. Really a classic Covington hit. He drilled him hard, not able to wrap up on him as he spun out and drug a defender, and he picks up the first down for the Paladins, and the Paladins trying to find their running attack, and they're doing it with the freshman out of Gainesville, Georgia.
5:08 to play. It's a first down, 6.5 yards on the carry by Yuha. And they'll huddle up here, first down and 10 at the 37 of their very own. David Minikow will put his nose over the ball as Sorrells will get under center. Yuha the back. Tight end, left side. They'll have 2 receivers to the right. Handed off Yuha. Again, right up the gut. Crosses the 40 and then thrown back, but he made it to the 42-yard line.
Deon DeBose, the freshman linebacker, with a host with Terrion Benefield as well. And they're also big Suggs in there, but just Deon DeBose driving.
Deon goes into the hole, boy. You watch his shoulders. He is so low to the ground. It stays parallel to the line of scrimmage. I mean, he is something to watch. The kids that want to play linebacker position, when he's moving laterally, it is something.
You got to keep an eye on the tight end with this running for them popping the tight end across the middle.
Tight end on the right side, double tight sets with Truss as well. Both a threat to catch. 2nd down 5 at the 42 of the Paladins. Sorrells throws, looking tight end. Catch is made at the 46. Nope, incomplete. Eagles thought they picked up a loose ball, but they'll say it's downed.
Coach Hatcher is furious.
Carson Hill.
He laid a hit at the 45, and it's incomplete. The official's going to talk about the Eagles lobbying, saying that it should be Eagle football, and there is a player down for the Paladins.
And they're actually...
And it is the catch by Larry Hedden, but he is down on the play.
He got sandwiched.
They're calling. I think there's a question, Ryan, if you can overhear that. If they're calling it a catch or an incomplete, there seems to be some
he didn't catch that ball.
Okay, good.
He turned, and it was on the ground by the time before he hit the ground. And Carson was coming from the sidelines, far side from the press box, in coverage. And he had dropped out of coverage to come in over underneath for the help. And, boy, he come flying in. And the corner guy, especially on a tight end like that, hit him right there above the knee. A big hit.
I'm telling you.
Around the waist. But
yep.
They're going to call it.
The runner's forward progress was stopped. He's down. It's 3rd down.
Well, that didn't make a bit of sense. That's stupid. But anyway, it was a good hit right there on the hip. And it looked like as he was turning, come back the other way, it might have been a knee issue.
Larry hadn't made the catch, got sandwiched. He's now being helped up.
But if he caught it, he caught it, that's a fumble. That didn't make any sense. Where do they come up with this stuff?
They threw the marker down.
Like, I get if it's a drop ball. That's fine. And, in fact, it probably was more than anything. But if he caught it, that's a fumble 6 going back the other way. How do you stop? How does a corner like Carson Hill stop progress of a tight end that size when he hasn't hit the ground yet? Somebody explain. Is there anybody up there that can explain that? Is that even in the rule? it just every week, it just doesn't, some of this stuff just doesn't make sense.
The junior tight end Larry Hedden being helped off by the training crew. He's a junior out of Hoover, Alabama. Gets a nice hand from the crowd.
I mean, you get a linebacker, puts his shoulders in and pushes them back 5 yards and you hear a whistle. That's forward progress. Stop. Turning around trying to make a football move. I give up.
3rd down and 1 after they make the completion. 3rd and 1 at the 47 of the Paladins. They go to Yuha. Did he get it on forward progress? He stopped at the line and thrown back. We'll see where they spot this football as Eagles again gang tackle. Terso Yuha, they're going to mark him down at the 48, and if that's the spot, it is a 1st down for the Paladins.
Wow.
And we may, I think, get a measurement, and they will call for the chains. 3:24 remains in the 3rd, and right now the fans here at Paladin Stadium getting more drama from the officiating crew. I think both sides.
They need to be happy with it if you're Furman right now. You're getting the call.
Eagles said it was short, but the referee says it's a 1st down. Eagles, once the chains were stretched, they immediately started saying they didn't get it, but that doesn't count. It's not what's on the blue and white jersey. It's the black and white jersey. They call a 1st down for the Paladins at the 48.
So this defense needs to use this as motivation to think it's them against the world and step up and stop these purple Paladins.
3:13 clock moving 3rd quarter. 17-3 your score. Georgia Southern leading. Sorrells under center. The I formation. Kendall and Yuha. Snap back. Yuha left side. Stays on his feet across midfield to the 48-yard line after he initially was hit. Almost tripped up on the Eagle, or rather Paladin side of the field. Chris Covington makes the stop on the near sideline. Pick up a 4-yard 2nd down and 6 coming for the Paladins, who again struggled offensively throughout the 1st and 2nd quarters. Got one little break to get their 3 points in the final minute of the 2nd quarter.
Mr. Walker needs to get his composure back. He's quite upset. Feels like he's being held.
Right now, Paladin going back to the bread and butter of the ground game. 2nd and 6. Backfield to each side, Yuha and Kendall. Sorrells out of the shotgun. Here's the pitch. Yuha going right side. Eagles got it. Drop him at the 48-yard line. Terrion Benefield saw that play before. Blows that one up. A loss of 4. It'll be 3rd down and 10 for the Paladins.
The value of an athlete like a Terrion Benefield, who really defines the word tweener in the defensive front. He is such a hard hitter and good in coverage at the linebacker position. It takes a lot of lateral speed for a guy like that to be able to stay in coverage and also watch for the pitch out of the backfield.
There you go, defense. Continue to step up, defense. Furman's against you. The fans are against you. The refs are against you. You got to have that attitude. You got to get the ball back in your offense's hands.
3rd down and 9. Mike Brown will check back in. As Sorrells out of a shotgun will have him to the left side. Looking to throw. Blitz comes. Got it to Mims as he's hit. Mims dropped it. Wanted to run before making the catch. Had a lot of daylight. It will be 4th down and 9. Carson Hill just about got Sorrells. Got him below the waist just as he released. And Mims did not help his quarterback out.
Carson Hill on the play. Wiley on the play. They're all getting in the quarterback's face right here, forcing a punting situation for Furman. You're Georgia Southern. You got to be smart in here and never put anything by Furman.
If you've been to a game here at Paladin Stadium, the toughest time to see on the field is this time when the sun starts to drop. The lights really have not taken great effect on the field. Here's the punt, fielded at the 12 by Rajah Andrews. In traffic, gets away up the far sideline, makes his way somehow to the 25-yard line. That's where the Eagles take over. 1:38 to play in the 3rd, leading 17-3. But you can tell down here on the field, you may be able to even see it on television. The lights really have not taken into effect. There's a lot of shadows out here on the field, and it's a little dark down there.
$1:38 left to go in the 3rd quarter. The score is still the same, 17-13 both. That's a battle of defense at this point. Offense needs to get gelled for Georgia Southern. We had 2 punt returners back there. We started that in the Sanford game with Pasco and Rajah Andrews. Coach just felt a little comfortable by having 2 back there, and that's why they're doing that.
291 yards of total offense for the Eagles here. But they've struggled a little bit here in the 3rd quarter after leading 17-3. Keeping it on the ground, Leander Barney finds a hole right across the middle, the 35, and then stopped at the 39-yard line. Rather, the 34-yard line.
Not much of a ground assault for the Eagles today.
Just barely missing another first down on the ground as they're trying to decide on the spot. They go from the left hash to the right hash, and they'll place it at the 34.
Barney, the 5'8", 185 freshman out of Irmo, South Carolina. Calling a timeout as they're looking for another measurement close to a first down. Chris Arnott, former Georgia Southern player, used to be a long snapper for us back when my senior year. He's out of Irmo, South Carolina. Little name drop there, Chris.
You want to pick it up? They'll set the chains.
Does he have a car dealership? That's my next question.
And they're just shy. So Barney on first down gets 9+ yards on the carry. So it'll be second down, less than a yard. Minute 8 to play here in the third quarter. 17-3, Georgia Southern leads. Again, Toyota Game Tracker, 291. Check that, 300 yards now of total offense for the Eagles compared to 176 for the Paladins.
Good to remind Furman that there is the running game that you could throw at them at any time.
Second down and 1. Chapel will have a back to each side, Rozier and Barney. McIntosh wide to the left side. Russ and Tim Camp. Receivers set up on the right. Give it off to Barney. He's got the first down across the 35 to the 36-yard line. First down for the Georgia Southern Eagles on the legs of the freshman.
As Coach Hatcher is reminding them that we are scoring update real quick. Florida 28, South Carolina 3. Third quarter, North Carolina, Maryland. North Carolina 15, Maryland 14 still. Tied up, Wake Forest, North Carolina State at 13.
47 seconds remain. Pistol set now as Chapel will take the snap. Looking to throw, steps away from pressure, now drops it off. The screen set up, caught at the 35 by Rozier, makes his way to the 40-yard line. Great moves back there in the backfield by Lee Chapel, showing his ability to stay calm, stay poised. Purple jerseys flying in from left and right. He steps away to the right and hits Rozier, the escape valve, up to the 40-yard line.
Keep waiting for us to pop one, Chris, down the sideline. I like the separation that you got Camp and McIntosh are getting with their cornerbacks. We're able to beat them, but the pressure that Furman's getting on Chapel is not enabling him to get rid of the ball.
Georgia Southern will be happy to let the clock roll down as they'll be looking at second down and 6 from their very own 40-yard line. Third quarter's in the books now. Take a timeout, return for the fourth quarter action. Eagles up after 3, 17-3 over the Furman Paladins. You're listening to Georgia Southern Football. Back at Paladin Stadium, Greenville, South Carolina. Georgia Southern and Furman. 17-3, Eagles lead as we head to the fourth quarter. Coming up, we'll check the Chili scoreboard. First, the Eagles looking at second down 6 from the 40-yard line. They switch sides of the field and will attack right to left. We told you the Southern Conference record for completions in a game. It's happened twice. That number is 41. Right now, Lee Chapel, 35 of 48 passing in today's game. Just 6 away from tying that Southern Conference record. Again, the Furman Paladins hoping to keep their playoff hopes alive. They've got 15 minutes to make a change in that. Down 17-3.
Quick scoring real quick. South Dakota State, Southern Illinois knotted up at 35. But Appalachian State, Elon, third quarter. Appalachian State 21, Elon 16. Richmond, Delaware. Richmond all over Delaware, 17-7 still.
Chili's scoreboard brought to you by Chili's Grill and Bar. Stop by in Statesboro. New location in Tifton. Also open in Macon. So is Hinesville. Valdosta. Second down 6. Chapel drops back from the 40 and decides to try to swing or the screen right side to Jarrell Crawford.
What they're doing, Rajah's coming, basically running a go straight down the sidelines, and it's smart. Again, you're cutting the field in third. They're watching Rajah. He's covered the safety, the linebacker sitting in zone, so then they just go to the underneath stuff.
Bobby Lamb changes out the complete defensive front. On this third down and 6, they bring in fresh Purple Paladins here. 3rd and 6 from the 40 after that incompletion to Crawford. Out of the gun, backs to each side. Chapel drops back, deep drop. Now throws. Got a catch made at midfield. It's hauled in by Tim Camp. First Southern first down for the Georgia Southern Eagles as they continue to work well on third down Now 8 of 14 on the afternoon.
Threads the needle to Tim Camp, again going right to where he needed to be, Ryan, and he was there.
And Camp's had a few drops, which is not common for Tim Camp, so I know he's wanting to make up for that here in the fourth quarter.
First down 10 at midfield. Marcus Russ, Tim Camp wide to the right side. Keep it on the ground. It'll be Zeke Rozier inside the 40 and barrels his way down to the 36-yard line. 13-yard pickup for Rozier. First Southern first down. Move the chains with 14:29 to play in the game. Rozier, just one of those runners that coming off that ACL injury from a year ago, starting to get more confident running. And once he gets up ahead of steam, he's going forward and you're going with him, whether you want to or not. Screen pass out to Marcus Russ. Gets to the 34-yard line, 2-yard pickup. It'll be second down 8.
Chris, he's deceptive. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, Chris, you're right, Rose. It is a whole different ball game than it was when he was coming off that injury at the beginning of the year. He looks completely different now as we've gotten into the season.
He's kind of an Eric Dickerson type runner. He's got that deceptive speed and power, and he seems to be moving slower than what he really is as he bulldozes through the line.
Second down 8. Chapel will empty the backfield. Trip receivers right, 2 receivers to the left. Furman trying to get pressure. Chapel goes to his right, throws deep down the field. One-on-one coverage, and it's incomplete in the end zone. We got a flag back behind the line of scrimmage at midfield and a flag in the end zone. And I think we may have an illegal block or a hold, and we may have Raja with offensive pass interference.
Yeah, we did a good job of tackling the defensive end, Kyle McKinney, the junior out of Atlanta, Georgia. We did a good job of tackling him.
There are 2 fouls on the play. Holding, number 78 on the offense. Pass interference, number 28 on the defense. Those fouls will offset. Replay, second down.
Well, let me take that back then, Raja. No pass interference against him. It was against the Paladins. They offset. But we did do a pretty good job tackling in the end zone.
Oh, that was a good job of tackling in the backfield, too. That was a very good takedown.
So they'll replay second down 8 at the 34. Backs to each side. Crawford and Zeke Rozier. Lee Chapel right there in the middle out of the shotgun. 1 receiver left. 2 to the right. Chapel has time. Throws. Got a man open. Catch made at the 20-yard line. It's Tim Camp once again. First Southern first down for the Georgia Southern Eagles. Down inside the Furman 20 to the 19.
Camp just runs a seam route, gets into the zone, finds a soft spot, and drags the route into that soft spot. What a...
First down and 10 at the 19. They'll go on the ground. It'll be Crawford. Broken tackle right side, brings it back left. Stiff arm at the 17, then drug out of bounds. But he'll pick up 2 yards. Second down and 8 at the Furman 17.
Little Crawford showing that he can run like a big man, spinning off and breaking tackles, but at least trying to get back to the line of scrimmage. He may have done so.
They'll mark him at the 18, a pickup of a yard. Second down and 9.
That's a hard yard he picked up.
13:04 to play in the game. Eagles taking their time here. 17 on the play clock. Chapel talking to Mike McIntosh. Now we'll head back to the shotgun here. Crawford and Rozier back to each side. Tim Camp wide to the right. Rajai Andrews wide to the right. We got 5 on the play clock, and they'll have to burn a timeout. 12:46 to play. We'll take a timeout with them. We'll return to Greenville in a moment. You're listening to Georgia Southern Football. 12:46 to go in this contest. 17-3, Georgia Southern leading. Chance now inside the red zone here against the Paladins. It'll be second down and 9 at the 18-yard line. Now, while there wasn't a very large crowd on hand here today, that crowd has even gotten smaller here. A lot of the Furman fans have already decided to get out of the cool night air and head somewhere else, maybe downtown Greenville for the rest of the night.
Clemson kickoff.
No, they already played. A big game against Duke. I guess they all went to go watch that game.
Second down, 9 at the 18 after the timeout.
So how many scores to report?
Chapel will be in the shotgun. Rozier on the wing to the right side. Andrews again wide to the right as your receiver set, along with Tim Camp, Mike McIntosh, and Garyon Taylor wide to the left as we wait for the television crew to let us get back to action.
Pat Osterman very busy tonight as he's coming in and out of the box with all the stats.
Second down, 9 at the 18. Low snap. Chapel fields it. Pump fakes right. Now throws across the middle. It's going to be picked off in the end zone. Bringing it back the other way, Max Lerner. Down to the middle of the field, decides finally to step it up and move upfield. He gets to the 15 after running about 60 yards. Zeke Rozier makes the tackle.
That's a former linebacker. Boy, I wouldn't want to see him on the defensive end, defensive side. Zeke Rozier, boy, he was a bulldog coming after.
Nobody in that zone but Max Lerner right across the middle, the only player there.
Did Chappell get hit as he was releasing the ball?
No, it was just he didn't see the safety sitting there, and the safety was watching it the entire time. Just kind of, tunneled it maybe a little bit.
Just turnover on the day?
Just before that snap, Georgia Southern had a team season high passing yards, 324, but the interception now gives the Paladins the ball, 1st and 10 at their 15-yard line. Sorrells out of the gun, out of the gate, looking across the middle. Catch made by David Hendricks at the 15, spilled out and dives to the 17-yard line.
Chris Rogers in on the tackle, along with, it looked like, Ronnie Wiggins on the coverage as well. Starting to call Rogers' name a little bit more.
By the earlier ruling, he'll hit him at the 15, so that's where it should be blown dead. I mean, technically, by this crew's standards.
2nd down, 7 at the 18. Sorrells again out of a gun, back to each side. Cunningham and Mims, wide receivers to the left. Here comes the pressure. Sorrells will just throw this one away, try to get rid of it. Dakota Walker just a step from bringing him down. It's incomplete up at the 20-yard line. Looking for Mike Brown out of the backfield. Sets up 3rd and 7 with 11:54 to go. And Coach Hatcher's talked many times this season. Hate to see those turnovers, the first of the game on the interception. But the defense tries to thrive on these opportunities to turn a negative into a positive. They'll be asked to do so here on 3rd and 7 from the 18. Paladins on the day, just 2 of 10 on 3rd down conversions.
See Quentin Taylor back into the ball game as well.
Taylor, the middle linebacker. Sorrells out of a gun, spreads the field, 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Passing situation here as he'll drop back. Pressure comes, gets away, moving to his left, still stretching the field. Left-hander throws downfield. This one incomplete at the 40-yard line. Quickly, 4th down and 7, looking for Seth Scogan.
Being chased by Damon Suggs, 270-pounder out of Lithonia, Georgia, the senior transfer out of GMC, chasing down Jordan Sorrell, showing that he also has some speed. And I got to tell you, I was in the elevator with him today, and he is a big dude.
Talking to Coach Coons before the game, he said not only is he a big individual, but very athletic. He told us, in fact, he could go out there on a sprint, do a backflip, land on his feet, which is way above my ability, even on a trampoline.
Yeah, he's a big old guy. Our defense, a little bit of confusion as we're trying to get the right personnel out on the field.
Back to punt for Furman number 17.
Rajah Tim Camp will set back deep to receive this punt as Trent Hawk from the 4-yard line, rugby style, kicking it near side, trying to keep it away from the returners. And this one takes a bounce at the 45 of the Eagles, down at the 43-yard line, and the Eagles take over. 11:36 to play. Timeout on the field. Georgia Southern leading 17-3. We'll return to Paladin Stadium here in Greenville in just a moment. This is the Georgia Southern Radio Network. 11 minutes, 36 seconds. All the Furman Paladins have left. Try to keep their playoff hopes alive. Down 17-3 to Georgia Southern here in the final regular season game for Coach Hatcher and the Eagles. Furman will have Wofford next week in the nearby rivalry game. 17-3 Georgia Southern leads. Larry Hedden, the tight end, now being carted off on a stretcher to the ambulance. William Maxwell went out for the Eagles. We were told it was an ankle injury, and prognosis is pretty good. He went out back in the first half of action. This last score for the Eagles came with 11:24 to go, and as far as touchdowns are concerned, to go up 14-0. The last score came with 50 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Adrian Mora with a 42-yard field goal. After that, nobody's cracked the scoreboard.
Scoring update real quick. Elon misses a field goal from 41 yards. Appalachian State still leading 21-16. Chattanooga Citadel's a final 24-21. The Citadel beats the Mocs.
1st and 10 at the 43. Eagles now attacking right to left on your dial. Chappell empties the backfield. Throws incomplete. 45 at the near side, looking for Mike McIntosh. But you got to credit the defense. Give up the interception in the end zone. Furman gets up to the 15-yard line, and just like that, there's a punt, and they're off the field.
We take Dakota Walker. We've been talking about it. I know you talked to him after the game. He's going to tell you he was held all night. This time around, he got the pressure on the quarterback by shooting the gap between the guard and the tackle.
Coming up following our game, we'll pick the Knox Pest Control defensive pest of the game. Remember, Knox knocks them out. 2nd down, 10. Pitch to Barney. Pitch coming back, and then another pitch to Chappell. Long ball. Looking for McIntosh. One-on-one coverage broken up at the 20-yard line. William Middleton on the coverage. They tried the double pitch, then pitch back to Chappell. The problem was the second pitch was mishandled, and it threw everybody out of sync. Furman knew what was going. They sent not only the safeties and corners, but a couple of help downfield. That would have been a heck of a play for McIntosh to come up with that one.
And actually, McIntosh stopped running and came back to the quarterback and then saw where he was going to make the pass and then took off and still about pulled it in.
Double pitch flea flicker doesn't work. It sets up 3rd and 10 at the 43. Here comes the blitz. Chappell fields it. Steps out of the pocket, steps out of a tackle at the 40, then hit hard at the 44-yard line.
No,
Ball is picked up. The officials say he was down at the 44, so all for naught. Middleton runs into the end zone, but this one will be stopped. Brandon Williams got the hit, knocked the ball loose, but after Chappell had already been ruled down.
How do you not throw a flag on Gaines Burnett? I hate to call him out, but when you get in the face of the official to argue it, you kind of got to tone that down.
Bobby Lamb's got the visor off. He's about to get in an official's face. Now, let me give Bobby credit. He pulled over the gentleman you just talked about and had a word with him. So that's why the visor came off. Not happy with his players doing the lobbying with the officials. He told him that's my job. Still sets up 4th down, and it'll be a punting situation as Edwards stands at the 30-yard line. Adam Mims will be back deep for the Paladins, standing at the 16-yard line with 10:55 to play. So a quick series for the Eagles will give it back to the Paladins. Edwards kick.
Beautiful.
High, spiraling kick into the air. Mims getting under it. Called for the fair catch and fields it at the 17-yard line. Paladins take over 1st down and 10. 10:45 to play. Timeout on the field. Eagles up 17-3. We'll return to Greenville in just a moment. This is the Georgia Southern Radio Network. 10:45 to go here in Greenville. 17-3. Georgia Southern leading over Furman. Nobody has cracked the scoreboard since 6 seconds to go in the second quarter when Furman got on the board on a 35-yard field goal by Matthew Cesari. Checking the Southeast Toyota game tracker for your Georgia Southern Eagles. 13 carries on the ground, 27 yards, but that's by design. They are now 39 of 56, 1 INT, 324 yards of passing offense for Furman. 78 yards on the ground, 101 yards through the air.
Got a scoring update down in the swamp. Steve Spurrier's visit to the swamp, trying to pull out South Carolina's first victory at Florida. Not going to happen today. 35-3 in the third quarter right now. Boise State, by the way, leading Idaho 14-7. North Carolina, Maryland still a slugfest, 15-14. Brigham Young and Air Force 24-14. Wake Forest, North Carolina State tied up at 14.
Boise State and Idaho, big in-state rivalry game there.
Idaho doesn't have a blue field too, do they? Like Battle
so.
of Potatoes or something? What is it, the Tater Tot Bowl? I think that's what it is, Tater Tot Bowl.
17-3, our score here in Greenville. 10:45 to go. Yuha and Kendall lining up as receivers. Here's a direct snap. It's going to be Mike Brown, and a shoestring tackle at the 45 keeps him from going in for 6. He took the direct snap and came around the right end. And the first time today we saw some speed from Mike Brown.
Yeah, he faked the handoff, took it around the right side, almost like a fake option, if you will, and he showed his speed down the sideline, being dragged down by the feet, and a late flag comes thrown in, and I hope that's not on Georgia Southern as one of our players comes walking away from the line judge.
After both teams trying to get set up, we get the flag.
I believe there's a little jawing on the sideline.
By the way, that's
while the ball was not in play, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 28, against the defense. That's a 15-yard penalty, first out.
I guess that same official missed the jawing earlier in his own face, but that's okay.
That's uncalled for after a big play. You head to the huddle and you line up.
Regardless.
And what was a big play on the ground for Mike Brown will be even bigger. Ooh. Inside the 35 now for the Paladins, between the 32 and 33-yard line.
Wow. Need a big play out of this defense. We need to turn over our own. A lot of time left in this ball game.
Jordan Sorrells will check back in at quarterback. Eagles got 6 up on the defensive line here. Sorrells, handoff. It's Yuha, not much there. To the 30. Pickup of 2 yards. 2nd down and 8 at the 30-yard line. Quentin Taylor, middle linebacker. Deion DeBose getting the start today. Taylor, the leading tackler coming into today. 95 tackles on the season for the senior out of Apopka, Florida. 17-3, your score. 10-minute mark, 4th quarter. Still plenty of time. These games have gone to the wire the last 4 meetings. Eagles defense need to stiffen up here. Screen pass caught at the 30, and a good tackle by Carson Hill as they bring down David Hendricks in a hurry. Virtually no gain. It'll be 3rd down and 7 coming for the Paladins here.
So those Furman fans that are left are enjoying a great ball game defensively in the second half for the several that left. Shame on you.
3rd and 7 at the 30 now with 9.5 minutes to play in this game.
Several's being nice.
I know.
Sorrells has Yuha on a wing to the left side, a receiver to each side. Sorrells fires, far side, tight end kicks at the 28, but nothing more. It's Chris Truss. Terrion Benefield on the stop, 15 catch by the backup tight end Chris Truss, the junior out of Atlanta. With only about a 2-yard pickup. That'll set up 4th and 5, though. We'll see what Coach Bobby Lamb decides to do here this late in the game. Sorrells will stay on the field. Now, last time in the first half, they tried the Sorrells punt. Something tells me this time they're going to work an offensive play.
And we need to stop the jawing after the play.
4th and 5 at the 28-yard line. Working from the left hash, Sorrells will send Mims in motion right to left. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left side. Here's the snap. Sorrells rolling to his right, looking right all the way. Catch going to be grabbed by Mims, 15. Or rather 25, and he's down to the 20-yard line. It's the 1st down for the Furman Paladins as Mims does a little dance on his way back to the huddle.
I tell you, that has been the play they used earlier, too, is Mims, the little block right there. They got a little pick and roll, if you will, to keep throwing out the basketball terms, and Mims is in the sidelines, and he's there.
1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. They roll on 4th down. They get 1 of 1. Handoff in the backfield. Thought they wanted to set up a throw. Now he's just running for his life, and he's dropped back at the 26-yard line. K.R. Snipes on the stop. It's Mike Brown, nowhere to go. And a loss on the play of about 6.
Look at this clock grind down, 7:59.
I got to tell you, I think I'd almost call a timeout right now and tell your defense to shut up after the play. I mean, you got to stop the jawing right now, or we're going to get a flag.
They mark it at the 26-yard line, just left of the 26 of the Eagles. 2nd down, roughly 17 yards to go here after that play was blown up. Sorrells stands in the pocket, hops up and down 3 times. Now fires, catch made 15. It's Mims again. He's down to the 12-yard line. Shy of the 1st down by 2 yards, but they'll set up 3rd and 2 for the Paladins. Quentin Taylor on the stop with Mims now, the go-to guy for Jordan Sorrells as they get back that big loss and set up 3rd and 2 at the 12 of the Eagles. Sorrells will move under center. Yuha will check into the game, the lone back. 2 receivers left side, working from the right hash. Sorrells once under center, now steps back out. Plenty of time, 10 on the play clock. Up under center. Snap, Yuha following behind the right guard. He's got room inside the 5. He's got the 1st down and down to the Eagle 3-yard line. It'll be 1st down goal to go for the Paladins here with 6:44 to play in this game. Eagles up 17-3.
Goodness. I was really hoping we'd use this second half to close it out, to close the door on Furman.
1st down goal to go at the Eagle 3. Sorrells. Yuha, left side. He's in. Touchdown, Furman. Tersu Yuha, the freshman from Gainesville, Georgia, gets his 8th touchdown of the season.
We got an injured player down pretty bad. Let's see what he's going to do.
And Eagles slow to get up, down at the 5-yard line. Looks like Dakota Walker. Walker leaning over into the grass, training crew out there immediately. Furman now makes it a 17-9 game. They'll be on for the point after.
Can't see his number because the Furman tackle still has his jersey in his hand. But anyway, hopefully he'll be okay.
Still taking a look at Dakota down there. 6:25 to play. As I mentioned, these last 4 meetings have gone down to the wire. Back on November 6, 2004, Furman winning 29-22 here in Greenville. November 5th, the game everyone remembers, 2005. Georgia Southern defeating top-ranked Furman in Statesboro 27-24. 2006, Furman winning here 13-10, and last year Furman getting the win 24-22. And just like you said, Terry, you come into the second half, you lead 17-3 at the break. You want to be able to put the foot on the gas, get some more scores. It really was a defensive struggle by both teams, but on a home field, you let the home team hang around, things get dangerous. It now can be 1 point after away from a one-score ball game.
And you're right, especially when you look at a first half of play where it really dominated. Furman was, you look at this team and you wonder how they had the record that they had when you look at the first half. The second half has been a bit more of a defensive ball game on both accounts. And I think our defense has done a very good job of containing Furman and keeping them to just 9, possibly 10 points at this point.
Matthew Cesare, 35 of 36 point afters coming into today with 6:25 remaining in this game. Dakota Walker is helped off to the far sideline.
And when you're offense, you're hoping that maybe your ground attack will show up now so that you can ride the clock down.
Larry Beard has been a point after block specialist this year. This could be huge here as Cesare waits on the snap. It's high. The set is there. The kick is up, and it's good. It's now 17-10. Georgia Southern leads by a touchdown. 6:25 to go. We'll take a timeout. Return for the final 6:25. Better fasten on your seatbelts, folks. You're listening to the Georgia Southern Radio Network. 17-10 the score. Georgia Southern leads by a touchdown after Terso Yuha bangs it in from the 3-yard line. And a very costly, Ryan, personal foul after a big run. Mike Brown came. Unfortunately, the Eagles gave him more yardage, started that drive after the penalty inside the 35. And to Furman's credit, they kept it on the ground and they punched it in.
And Terry's right. You got to call a spade there. It's just, there's no call for it. If it was the first time it had happened, that's one thing. But Georgia Southern has been burned on bad personal fouls. And those, we give the officials, a little hard time about some missed calls here and there, but those are things you can control, and you've got to concentrate on controlling things you can't control and let the rest of it fall where it may.
Chaz Short will tee it up at the 30-yard line. Furman's used 2 different kickers on the kickoffs this afternoon. They'll go with Short on this one. Leander Barney, Daryl Pasco back deep for the Eagles with 6:25 to go. Regular season finale here for the Eagles. Furman trying to stay alive for a chance at postseason play. Short's kick deep. Pasco fields it, bobbles it at the 2. Now will turn, start up field. Nice little move to get away from the first defender at the 10, across the 20, and out to the 26-yard line is Daryl Pasco.
It appeared as though, Ryan, we were going to try some type of trickery on that return.
Yeah, I don't think the kick allowed for it. I think if the kick would have been a little bit more between the hashes, and plus Pasco looked like he had a hard time getting a handle on it right there at the beginning.
He misjudged the ball and had to try to catch it over his shoulder.
Now, because of the situation, you allow these hundreds of fans here on Furman's side to get excited and get, some noise behind the defense.
Can't say it enough. They should be disappointed in their crowd.
First down 10 at the 26 for the Eagles. It's Lee Chappell by his lonesome in the backfield. Shotgun snap from the 26 on 1st and 10. He's going to run 30 and to the 34-yard line where he is stopped.
Like Justin Brown down on the play for Furman, shaking up a little bit, getting back to his feet. Justin, the junior out of Warner Robins High School.
And remember, guys, 6:15 when this drive started, and see where Georgia Southern, you want the points, but you want to take some time off the clock, too, if you're looking at the totality of it all here.
An 8-yard pickup by Lee Chappell. He'll have Rozier and Leander Barney now with 2 wide to the right, 1 to the left. Barney finds a hole, got the first down, 40 as he heads to the far sideline. He's brought down at the 44-yard line. First Southern first down. They'll move the chains, then the clock will begin. 17-10 your score. Georgia Southern with a 7-point lead on the road against Furman.
Barney doing a good job jumping over the right tackle over there to get around the end. Little 5'8" speedster.
1st and 10 at the 44-yard line from the right hash. Rajah Andrews wide to the right. Chapel. Barney and Rozier. Backs to each side. Snap back on 1st and 10. Shovel pass. It's to Rozier. Got room. Cross midfield. Lowers the shoulder. He's to the Paladin 47-yard line.
Shuttle pass. First time we've seen that.
Looks to be just shy on the run. It'll be 2nd down and 1. That clock moving. 4 minutes, 51 seconds. Barney and Rozier again as the Eagles now try to keep it on the ground. Ryan said keep that clock moving as well, but certainly like to get some insurance here as Barney gets the handoff and he's stuck immediately. They mark him back at the 49, a loss of 2. This will set up 3rd and 3 upcoming for the Eagles with 4:30 to play in this game, and now a huge 3rd down. We talked about how efficient they've been this afternoon, 6 of 15 on 3rd down, but this one, my friends, the biggest of the evening on 3rd and 3 with 4:18 to go, leading 17-10. They need 3.5 yards. We'll take it.
We were 7 of 11 3rd down at halftime.
Terrell Crawford checks in. Pistol set here is Chapel, your quarterback, shouts instructions. 8 on the play clock. They'll fake it. Chapel was still talking. They try to keep it on a direct snap. Depends on the spot. Don't know if we're going to get it. They mark it at the 46-yard line on the left side from the line judge.
Same play. The fans sitting at home watching the App State game from last year up at the Rock, where Jason Foster walks away from the line of scrimmage and direct snap.
4th and 1.
They're short by a yard. It's 4th and 1. Play clock down to 19. Game clock down to 3 minutes, 33 seconds.
Let the clock tick.
And that's what they plan to do. Play clock now down to 6. Eagles just waiting patiently. And with 1 on the play clock, timeout is called. The Eagles will call time, talk it over here. 4th and 1, middle of the field. You're at the Paladin 47.
30-second timeout.
This is one of those discussions that you sit back, you wonder, you look at the field position, you look at the game clock, you look at the score. You got 1 yard to get. Furman's got some confidence offensively. You have to believe Coach Hatcher has to think to himself, do I want to put my defense out there? They've been out there a lot longer here in the second half than they were in the first half. That's why you choose to be a head coach instead of an announcer.
I think one thing you look at in this situation is how many timeouts does Furman have. You go for it, you get it, and then you can't produce another first down. You still got time on the clock. How many times can Furman stop the clock?
They have 3 timeouts remaining to the Paladins.
Georgia Southern, I don't believe, has any remaining.
They are out. So Edwards is onto the field. He stands at the Eagle 38. Adam Mims back deep at the 10. Edwards has had a great afternoon and evening punting the football. Good snap. This kick is away. It is 1.5 miles high.
He's not fair catching it.
Bounces at the 10. Takes a Furman bounce across the 15 and finally down to around the 17-yard line. So Paladins take over. 3:06 to play. 3 timeouts in the pocket of Bobby Lamb. They trail 17-10. Trying to keep hope alive here for the Paladin fans that decided to stick around this afternoon. Georgia Southern, group of Eagles playing for the final time in the blue and white. Rajah Andrews, of course. Several records will have his name in the books for a few years at least to come. Larry Beard, another great defender. One of the seniors will pass those along to you. But first down and 10 at the 17. Sorrells out of a shotgun. Mike Brown on a wing to his left. Sorrells looking downfield all the way. Throws. Screen to Brown. It's caught. 20, 25. Gets around a defender up to the 35-yard line. They'll mark him out at the 34. Far sideline. First down for the Furman Paladins.
I tell you, Georgia Southern cannot afford missed tackles here on this drive. Rogers had him missed, and then another missed tackle behind him, about 3 yards behind, and then you're allowed to stop the clock, and that's another big thing to watch.
2:54. After the ball is set, the clock will begin until you reach under the 2-minute mark in the new rules. So the clock moving 2:44. Sorrells working from the left hash on 1st and 10 at the 34-yard line of their own. Again, dropping back. Screen to Brown out of the backfield. A lot of room. 40, 45, 50. Down the Eagle 41-yard line. First Southern for the Paladins. First down for the Paladins. Ronnie Wiggins able to get the stop. But Mike Brown was completely quiet in the first half of action. On the ground, he's only got 16 yards, but now he's making a name for himself. 4 catches, 46 yards. 2 big ones on these last 2 plays. 1st and 10 at the 40 of the Eagles. 17-10. There's 2:21 to play in this game. Sorrells rolling to his right. Throwing. Cunningham got it. 38-yard line near side, and he's out of bounds.
Deon DeBose back into the ball game at the middle linebacker position. Quentin Taylor's getting the majority of the snaps in the fourth quarter. DeBose coming back in.
And guys, Pasco, who's still on the sidelines, getting worked on here. It's like his left arm.
Derek Hyden. Back there's your free safety. Carson Hill, Ronnie Wiggins and company in the defensive backfield. 2nd down, 7 at the 38. Sorrells wants to throw. Hit. Gets it loose, but it's incomplete at the 38-yard line. Deon DeBose laid the hit on Sorrells. Just a second away from a sack, but Sorrells able to unleash it across the middle. It's incomplete. Sets up 3rd and 7 at the 38-yard line with 1:51 to go.
And look who's back in the ball game, Dakota Walker.
He's not giving up. Dakota Walker.
3rd down, 7. Paladins 3 of 13 on 3rd downs this evening. 1:51 to play. 17-10. Georgia Southern leading by 7. Sorrells out of a gun. 3rd down snap. You got to believe it's 2-down territory, but not if you make the pass. There's a flag out. Catch made by Hendricks down to the 30-yard line, but a flag came out at the 28-yard line.
There's a late flag, and it looks like it's going to be against their tight end.
That's the indication. We'll hear it from our referee in just a moment. Made it down to the 30-yard line, which would have been enough for the first down. Now we'll have a conference here. They'll make sure they got the call right before we find out.
Apparently, they're seeking the advice of Jordan Sorrells as well.
Yeah, Sorrells in there lobbying his point. Riley Johnson Jr., our referee.
You've got to be kidding. I mean, my goodness. Would y'all like to call Coach Bobby Lamb over, too, and ask him his opinion? I mean, really.
1:45 to go, 17-10, Georgia Southern leading. Catch was made by Hendricks at the 30, but let's wait on the call. And let's wait a little longer. And Coach Bobby Lamb is having to be controlled on the sidelines. He has absolutely lost it with the line judge. His assistant trying to keep him back. He's chasing the line judge up the sideline. Still waiting. They're huddling up. Ladies and gentlemen, I kid you not. They are still huddled up at the 30-yard line.
And the line judge is going back into the pile, apparently, to tell him what Coach was saying.
Now, you don't want the officials to be part of the game.
Oh, you have got to be kidding.
There's no foul for offensive pass interference. The ball was tipped. Line of scrimmage, a completion, first down.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy.
I guess Bobby jumping up and down like a maniac helped. Oh, my goodness.
This is the biggest laughing stock in college football. If this game is televised, which it is, anybody that hasn't been familiar with Southern Conference officials have to be blown away. Sorrells rolls out on first down. Catch made at the 26-yard line by Cunningham, out of bounds, far side. Under 2 minutes now. The clock will stop. 1:31 to go.
And the defense got a bow the necks up here.
Regardless of how poor they are, officiating-wise, you have to still wrap up and make the tackle and make the play. You can still do that and take the officiating out of the ball game by sacking Sorrells in the backfield. Get the turnover, defense, and get home with a victory.
5-yard pickup, 2nd and 5 at the 24. Sorrells out of a gun. with 1:31 to play. Pumps again, now moves to his left, still looking for someone to come open. Pressure comes, he'll throw this one in the dirt at the 11-yard line. Had a man down there in Mike Brown, but nowhere close to hitting him. Damon Suggs giving chase on Sorrells.
Wanted the drag route, but it was good coverage there at the linebacking spot. Coverage downfield was good. Here we go.
3rd down, 5.
2 plays. Come on, guys. 2 plays.
And Furman will call the timeout. Coach Bobby Lamb settled down a little bit. Now he's going to talk a little football with his team.
So he puts his arm around the line coach, the line judge.
1:21 to go. Checking the Southeast Toyota game tracker. Eagles now 21. First Southern first downs. Furman has 19. On the ground, Eagles 17 carries, 45 yards. Furman 31 carries, 121 yards. The bulk of that, the overwhelming bulk of that, coming in the second half after the Eagles shut down any offense for the most part in the first half. Through the air, the Eagles 40 of 57. Chappell with an interception, thrown for 333 yards. 19 of 33 for Jordan Sorrells, 184 yards. Total offense, Eagles 378. And looky here, Furman now over the 300 mark, 305. Let's check that penalty stat. Both teams 3, 25 and 20 yards respectively.
Yeah. Okay. It's the penalties they didn't call. By the way, Appalachian State 24, Elon 16 with 6.5 left to go in the 4th quarter.
2-down territory here for the Paladins. 3rd down and 5 at the Eagle 24. 17-10 Eagles lead, 1:21 to play. Sorrells out of a shotgun. 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Blitz coming, throws, and catches incomplete at the 19-yard line. Furman wanted pass interference, but a good call and a good play. K.R. Snipes on Seth Kogan.
He didn't have a whole lot of time. They say play every play like it's your last, and Chris Covington looked like that was he was coming like a locomotive off the corner.
This is it, defense. Bow up as Furman decides to call another timeout.
So Bobby Lamb looking at 4th down and 5 at the 24. Playoff hopes on the line here with 1:17 to play in this game. I mentioned Rajah Andrews, Larry Beard, Patrick Boland, Lewis Brooks, Justin Calloway, a 5th-year senior who now works with the coaching as a student assistant coach. Number 19, Tim Camps, had some big games, big catches for the Eagles. Chris Covington, 2007 All-Southern Conference and All-America selection, one of the top sack leaders in the conference. Darian Felton, Jesse Hartley, Joe Haney, big man up front. Dio Herrera, great guy. Michael McIntosh, Damon Suggs, Quentin Taylor, Nathaniel Troll, and Dakota Walker. Along with Brandon Lee Williams, Casey Wingard, and Matt Wise. Here it is, 4th down, 5 at the 24. Hendricks, Mims, and Cunningham. Trip receivers to the right, working from the left hash mark. Jordan Sorrells has Mike Brown on a wing to the left side. They'll motion Mims right to left. Now before the snap, he heads back right, and we got whistles and a stop in action with 2 seconds on the play clock. And now we'll have another argument and another conversation.
Georgia Southern has no timeouts. The play clock will be set to 25 and start on my signal.
Listen, I don't think Chris Covington was calling timeout. I think he was calling a signal, and he wasn't calling a timeout. And the lines judge, of course, Bobby Lamb wants a penalty as he argued with the line judge. And the line judge on this side, which happened to be next to Bobby Lamb, by the way, ran to the head official.
Well, they're still meeting back at the 35. Bobby Lamb is on the other side of the field.
Please reset the 25. Thank you.
They reset the 25 about a minute ago.
All right, come on, defense, step up.
So the play clock starts moving. 4th and 5 at the 24. Mims again, motion right to left. Now before the snap, heads back to the right side. Sorrells rolling to the right. Covington grabs at the ankles. Ball in the air. Jump ball. Interception, Georgia Southern. 1st down, it's K.R. Snipes. And with 1:09 to play, credit Covington coming at Sorrells. Grabs at his ankle. Sorrells throws on his back foot about 10 yards away from the intended receiver. And K.R. Snipes goes into the air, takes the INT. Just the 5th interception of the season for the Eagles. And with 1:09 to play, It's 17-10.
There's one timeout left for Furman. We have the ball on the 3-yard line. There's 1:09 left to go in this ball game. The craziest that we've seen all season long. It's not time to celebrate yet.
What a play by Chris Covington.
Wow.
K.R. Snipes will get the INT, but let's not forget, Chris Covington came like a man on fire right at Jordan Sorrells, and he wanted to step into that throw. No chance of that. He had to backpedal just to get it off.
Speaking of backpedaling, Chappell does not need to backpedal here with the ball with his back on the end zone.
First down, 10 at the 3. And, of course, Chappell will take the knee. And the clock begins 1:03.
You know, it's been something's been made about what keeps Bobby Lamb up at night. That play might keep Bobby Lamb up at night. I tell you that. Offense this, offense that.
51 seconds. Again, the play clock just down to 27. The Eagles can milk it and take a knee on second down. Take a knee and beat the Paladins for the first time in 2 seasons and pretty much keep Bobby Lamb up at night that they won't be going to the playoffs in 2008.
Hey, Spike, how's it go? Roses are red, violets are blue. We may not be going to the playoffs, but hey, Paladins, neither you. Have fun. Enjoy the Clemson game.
25 seconds, all that remains. Chappell takes the knee, and that will do it. They'll watch the final 18 seconds roll off the clock. Bobby Lamb's done with the game. He's already out at the 25, headed towards Coach Chris Hatcher. Actually, he's headed towards the officials, I believe.
I think Coach Hatcher and Bobby Lamb ought to go to the officials and have a little talk with them, and then they need to go to the commission.
3 seconds, and it's all over with. This one's in the books. Georgia Southern wins over Furman, 17-10. Not without drama, but the Eagles will take the win as Bobby Lamb still discussing matters with the officiating crew, trying their best to get off the field and get out of Greenville. Final score, Georgia Southern 17, Furman 10. We'll begin the Georgia Neighborhood Ford Dealer Locker Room Wrap-Up when we continue from Greenville, South Carolina. Again, the final, Eagles 17, Paladins 10. This is Georgia Southern football.